No. Listen, guys, it's perfect because we have the countdown.
Oh yeah, let's get
now.
We're gonna get.
Let's just do it in unison.
You guys down? We just do a big
from the
3,
top.
2, 1,
6.
Okay?
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
What will it take in order to be? Like you can say artificial intelligence, if it can think, if it is capable of thinking and being, right? At what point are we drawing the line, right? What point? Okay, it can think, right? Well, artificial intelligence can think, well, what if it can, it questions what is the old, cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize
Momo is here. He's actually chilling. He might want to get out. I can't tell.
That's all right. He's roaming.
Seriously.
Okay.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Seriously fascinating.
Bro. Wow.
Yeah. Are we using this for anything? Because we
should probably just leave this and just get started.
Let's do it.
Yeah. You down?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Joshy, today, my man.
Man.
Do you know what day it is?
I do know exactly the day.
Yeah?
Indeed, Sam.
It is, it's a big day.
It is a huge day. Today is actually Tuesday, August 27th.
Yes.
Currently, it is 11:33.
That is correct.
Because we're having a super different recording style than we normally really have ever done. Kind of out of order. I want to say before we even get into anything, earlier today we recorded a fantastic episode of pregame.
We did.
Seriously incredible. Had the Mordori and the Azzy Huncho on the show. They got the experience of the pregame. And seriously, I can't recommend checking it out, guys, enough. Seriously.
I echo all that, man. It's cool. It's so cool to we said this on pregame, but, and we said in the cast a lot, but like it's like almost like elevated. It's what you hope for, but it's real. I can feel it. Like it like, especially with us, but also having people on the show that we know and love, or maybe that we don't, and we get to grow deeper with them.
Totally.
Oh, absolutely. So it's like an excuse, a business excuse, to like go about like a passion and get deeper with people that I love.
I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Yeah.
No, I think it's awesome.
So yeah, that all is tucked away into the pregame that we recorded.
Seriously amazing.
Today's episode. Yeah. So
I just had to say it. I had to say it. It was on my heart.
And you know what? We did also kind of say last week that we were going to be having like Adrel and Azrael Huncho for his first debut, and he is on pregame.
Yes.
With Mordori.
He is.
But we had a lot of plans intersecting, which makes sense. It's Azzy especially, he's only here for a week.
It's a busy time.
Yeah, it's super busy, bro. And I know the vibe. You're home. Everyone wants to see you.
Right.
Especially Azzy. Come on.
Of course, it's Huncho, big Huncho.
Super honored he even gave us some time. But
oh my gosh,
we were kind of trying to figure out. Okay, is he gonna come back?
Sure.
And tomorrow he's got some time. Are we gonna like have him in the main cast?
Right.
We're gonna go in a certain direction actually for today's special episode, but we're switching the vibe, Josh.
Yeah, we're switching it up, man.
Yeah, we talked about this. We briefed a little bit. It's way later than we were gonna record. We were ready to go at like 1 today.
Yeah, we were.
If that. Yeah.
I mean, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and you guys got some food, like and stuff, but it was just a very chill day.
It was a very chill day.
I would call it a podcast.
I agree. It was a podcast day for sure. Absolutely.
So we're finally here, and I think the vibe today, Joshy, is just going to be having a celebratory vibe.
I want to celebrate
and going back to our roots.
Yes,
right, as we like to do.
Come on.
So what do we celebrate?
Well, it's extremely special because this time last year, this exact day, are we confirming that we're locking this in?
I have the dates.
Okay. I want to hear this pop.
So, what Josh is alluding to is the first episode of the Flash Brothers podcast.
Yes, sir.
Episode 1, The History of Mario.
History of Mario, baby.
Which is our most played across our platform.
There we go.
So there's over like I think there's almost 150 plays, I think, on the first episode on Spotify.
On Spotify.
Hey, man,
that's
that
real
is
shit.
fantastic.
That's real
yeah,
shit.
I'll
Seriously.
take that, man.
150
So,
is
yeah, we're
crazy.
kind of celebrating our 1 year anniversary, Josh,
in this
because we recorded
Yes.
our first episode August 23rd.
No shot.
2023.
No
And
way.
we uploaded it
No way.
on the 26th.
No
So
way.
we have
Yesterday.
officially surpassed
It's been
the mark.
wow.
No.
Happy anniversary, man. Happy 1
To
year.
us, man.
We're
Yeah,
in this
and to all
bad
of you
boy.
guys. Yeah, seriously.
Man.
Yeah.
We're
yeah.
fucking here, man.
Big hype. Yeah,
That is
we
huge
are.
hype.
We're still planning on celebrating, as we've talked about on episode 52.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would technically be a full year's worth
of
weekly.
Yes, that's right.
recordings, right.
That's right.
Today is episode 50, Josh.
That's right, baby.
We are
50.
halfway to 100
Woo!
today.
Here we are, man.
Yeah, man.
Makes me so happy to be here.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today.
Seriously.
You know, and we'll just go with the vibe, see how we're feeling. But
I'm with it.
if you have heard any of our shit before or been with us hanging out, you already know that we are pretty damn long-winded. So
Absolutely.
we will just go with the flow.
We'll go
as
with the
Josh
flow.
and I like to do. So
As we haven't, what has made this so beautiful? What has made this all work?
That's-
Let's go with what makes our program special, Sammy.
it's art.
That's right.
That's right.
With
That's
that,
right, baby.
I'm
so
with
what is
that.
good, my friends? Welcome back to the official Flash Brothers podcast. Today marks the anniversary and the finale.
The
of
1 year.
Season
That's right.
3, episode 50.
last episode of season 3.
Last
the
episode of
final,
season
the
3.
finale,
Yeah, if that was confusing.
No,
This
if you guys
is the
didn't
last
understand.
episode, the finalize
finals.
of season 3.
That's right, baby.
And we are going to be kicking off season 4 next
yeah.
week with
right.
flashbacks.
That's right.
Ultimately, it was kind of like right on that cusp.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's gonna be a perfect,
I think so too.
a perfect way to start off the season.
I think so too.
Right? Yeah,
It'll be good.
because we'll recap what has transpired.
That is
Joshy,
very
especially after
true.
a vacation, right?
Yes. Of course.
So, Joshy,
Yes.
today is Tuesday, August 27th,
Beautiful.
2024. My name is Sam. We might as well introduce ourselves.
Might as well.
I will be the acting captain on today's voyage.
Here we are,
my
baby.
friends, and joining me as always, the Star Warrior himself, my co-host, my beloved co-host of a year, the legendary.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I just want to say, please, ladies, calm down. Ladies, calm down. Please, I just want to say, I think it's seriously special that we're here today. Like, really, if we could even, if I could go back and tell myself how much of a trip it's been doing this and getting to have extended conversations with people outside of even just the recording, you know, me and you.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like we bring that to wherever whoever listens. And I really love that. I really think it's a new way of having a conversation, and it's been seriously blessing me. Seriously,
Absolutely.
I'm so blessed to be here.
Absolutely.
Me and you. Getting a text from Azzy or when I see Johnny here and like what did you mean by this? Literally just being like, oh yeah, did you want to like say that even on the fucking on it just extends a conversation.
It does.
And I love it. And I'm so happy to be here.
So
and I need to say that. I need
Yeah.
to tell you
No,
how
thank you,
much
Joshy.
I fucking love being here. Just know
It's
that.
all reciprocated. And I know we've had a lot of people named and unnamed, right?
Yeah,
With our gold tier sponsors, which we'll be mentioning a very special part of our crew. But there's just been a lot of people out there too who have listened from the beginning.
That's right.
And we want you all to know these are nothing but the heart, honestly,
Right.
Josh. You know?
Right. I
Yeah,
agree.
and as we've said from day one, though, if we had an audience of 0, this would still be the same
That's right.
for Josh.
I completely agree.
However, it is a bonus that
Agree.
everything that we could look at and say we've achieved so far.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
you know,
yeah.
God's got our back, bro. So,
Seriously.
yeah, this has been
We've been
a
blessed.
lot of
Nothing
fun.
but blessed.
Nothing
but
but
blessed.
blessed, my man.
it.
So,
That's it.
with that being said, Joshy, I wanted to. I'm going to keep the format. I think this is exactly how things are going into season 4, actually. This format I got locked down, I think, officially last episode.
Let's go.
So we are kicking off with a pop topic.
Let's go.
Real quick, as you know. And I did
favorites.
plan on asking you and Azzy this.
Oh,
but
yeah.
This is totally acceptable for just you and I.
I'll take it.
I have a question.
Okay.
The pop topic today
Yes.
is real talk,
Real
right?
talk.
Which we've done. Actually, it's one of our
Done that
miniseries.
a couple
of Real
times,
Talk.
yeah.
So, Joshy, today's real talk. I have one question.
Yes,
I want to see where it takes you.
I'm in this.
What's something you see yourself doing now that, as a boy, you didn't think you'd ever do?
Wow, that's a great question, by the way, Sam.
Thank you, bro.
You'll be answering this too, right?
Oh.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Good. Yeah, this is wonderful, by the way. That's a wonderful question.
I think just starting off real, bro.
Yeah, keep
that's how we
it
start
real.
off every
I want that.
conversation here.
That's how we
anyway.
do it. That's
You
how we do it.
And that's how we end it, too.
I agree.
We savor off with our usually very memorable quotes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they are comical, but memorable.
right.
Alas. So,
Have to be.
where's your head at, dude?
Man, there's really a lot, to be honest with you. I think what are we getting an age range? Should we like
Where my headspace was at was kind of like typical, I guess, anime flashback. You're a boy, right?
A young man.
You're just you look at yourself and you think I'm a boy.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You look at yourself now and it, like, whether you even look at yourself as a true man or not, you're on the way, and you have been since you became an adult.
yeah,
Since
absolutely.
you started maturing, and so you know how much you've gone through. You know much with our deep
Dude, I
talks.
love
the
it.
audience
Yeah,
knows how much you've
absolutely.
gone through, right?
Absolutely.
So what's something like you look back and you're like, damn, I would look at me now and be like, whoa.
Wow. Yeah, I would
can't
say
believe that.
I would say for me personally, I feel like I've seriously been blessed, obviously, and I say that all the time, and I will not stop saying that, Sam.
You can't.
I will not.
No.
But I think there are a couple ways that I carry myself that I don't think I ever expected to be, and I really think that's the grace of the people around me that I've really surrounded myself with in my adult life. I think there's kind of a time in a man's life where you kind of have to break this mentality of being a teenager and being an adult. I think there's a huge moment for a lot of people where almost like this test of yourself, of seeing, will you decide to approach things like an adult? Will you choose to grow up, or will you not? And you know what? That is a tough one, no matter what, for any man.
Absolutely.
And judgment doesn't pass in any way in my mind for anyone's journey or the way that you truly decide to grow up.
Yeah.
The truth, saying the truth. And me personally, I just really couldn't have predicted being the man I am now, to be honest. I was a very shy kid. I was very shy. And I remember I'm literally going back
I
to
could never picture that.
Dude, that's how I met Blade. Like that was we were both really shy kids, but both pretty nerdy, and
Oh, yeah.
the rest was history. You know what I mean? I think it didn't help because I had that natural anxiety as a kid, but I also yearned to live a fun life, kind of like a funny life. I remember there was this guy.
Maybe, like,
in-
not take life too
not take life too serious.
Yeah.
There was this guy in I could never forget this. I don't remember his name, to be honest, so I guess I can't forget this. But at my old elementary, I don't remember his name, but he was an older kid, and he just made everyone laugh. And I remember looking at him, and then a couple years later, I remember thinking about that guy, or even seeing an older schooler. It could have been like in 6th grade. I thought he looked like an adult, but I remember looking at him, and
massive side.
he's got a huge mustache and shit, dude. No, I remember looking and thinking, I want to be like that. Like I really want to. I want to be funny. I want to make people laugh, and it was kind of this realization I made when I was literally in 8th grade, because 7th grade I was I just was doing this mixture of like wanting to make people laugh but being too anxious and not holding myself well. And in 8th grade, I remember during the summer I just made this huge change in myself that was, I literally told myself I'd carry myself differently, and then I would just not care about what I said. Like I would try and take anxiety out of the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
it's easier said than done, though.
And that's not even by the time that that was not me growing up. That was me deciding to be a certain way. But it wasn't really of the thought of how do I want. It wasn't as deep as how do I want to affect this world. You know what I mean? It was more along the lines of I'm nice. I want to be nice. I want to be funny. I want to laugh.
Or even
maybe
you look at like an idol like that.
Sure,
right?
sure,
like,
sure.
Oh, they make me feel the same way.
I want to do that.
People
which
feel that way.
Which is the same time when I started saying brother, saying my man, like stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like I wouldn't have said that before, but I realized that if you, I started saying no problem instead of saying you're welcome. That was just a couple little things where it was like I really worked to want to be like the way that I'd like to be treated. And it wasn't until much later, I think, when the first couple days I moved into this house, I really started seeing things differently. I was finally I was kind of looking into Buddhism, and more in the sense of like I was reading a Buddhist book, and it was fascinating. It was genuinely fascinating, and I have a lot of respect for Buddhists and what they believe, because a lot of it is very Christian. It's very hilarious, like how much I truly love it, because it's like the point of being a true Christian, right? Is what Buddhism truly represents, without like the morality. The morality. That's what I mean. Without the worship, of course. But
no, your God.
That is right. No, yeah. And so there's that idea where also I can see where other mindsets are, if that makes sense, and and understand.
Like, opens your mind.
Yeah, seriously, and even like I can even translate how one person could see God and one person could see the ego, or those kind of ideas fighting inside yourself because of how complicated human was. I never would have thought I'd done therapy as a kid. I never would have thought I've done any of that stuff.
Very true.
And I'm sorry that I really took this and ran with it. But I've been, I seriously feel like I'm horrified.
That's exactly the answer I was looking for.
I seriously, I appreciate that, because I don't think it should be stated. I have a lot of people that, come up to me, or even just like say, oh, I love your energy. I want to be like you. And the truth is, I don't think you're made like me. I think to a degree.
Yeah.
I think that you really have to take things into your own hands.
For sure.
At some point.
Maybe, could I
say
where my head's going?
Go with it, because
I'm not you.
Yeah.
And I never will be. We never will be, right?
No.
But a couple of things. First being, as you mentioned before, like imitation is the greatest flattery.
It's the greatest form of flattery.
Yes. For good reason, right? And so looking at things, I've always in I think like recent years, I've realized like being competitive is good. You don't need to always be like this, a naive peacekeeper, right?
Sure.
Conflict will be there.
Oh yeah.
But use conflict in a healthy competitive way instead of in a detrimental competitive way.
It's and not to sound like a huge number, which I will, that is also why there's this Japanese idea of rivals, and why rivals are a huge part of that culture, because obviously, there's the anime tropes or whatever, but the true point is the true point is because humans naturally need someone that they love so much that they'll push them. They'll push them with.
Yes.
And I think that's one of it's one of the things I love about Smash, but also just love about like being here in this house and being able to live with the people that we live with. Not even competition. I mean, for Smash, for sure.
For sure.
Like that's
the competition. Exactly. Right?
And
that's what I mean.
That's special.
Yeah.
That is a sibling type like feeling that you would have with someone. There's I can't remember what it was said, but I can't remember what me and Robbie were talking about, but we were just talking. I just was kind of talking with him about how humans need community, and humans need
one of those five wonders.
It is, human interaction is one of the greatest things that a human could ever need. And we were just talking about it even in the sense of like Kendall earlier today, of like, maybe just go be around people, right? And feel and feel good, and I'm the same way also in most situations. Like sometimes I forget how great people make you feel, especially the right people.
Definitely, bro.
Good people.
Or even sometimes I can feel such a state, maybe apathy, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just got to remember, emotions are super temporary. It's like it's so hard to even remember that, especially when you're in that down state,
Right.
and people can just bring you up.
Right.
They can literally there's an unhealthy way of called escapism,
Right.
but in a way of like, no, being around people you love,
Absolutely.
they actually bring you up.
Yeah.
It releases endorphins, bonding, hormones that do make you feel good. It's not artificial at all. You know?
I really want to watch Paranoia Agent with you.
Oh my god.
We already started talking about that idea of like those first couple episodes of this idea of escapism, this idea of the way that you view the world and running from a responsibility.
Right.
And to a beautiful degree, we haven't finished it, but we got to a pretty good portion where this idea of shonen bat, right? Sorry to, break into the lore of that, but that idea is escapism. That idea is delusion. I mean, burying yourself in something beyond denial, beyond facing what is real, which is people,
right?
How you feel,
Definitely.
the truth of the universe,
just in
sadness.
the few that I saw,
Yeah.
right? It's like
several
several examples of how people, all relatable, deal with that idea.
Escapism.
Yeah.
That idea of, and even the common theme you see too, which I love in that show, is Moromi being placed in those places and seeing like, not only does that character, Misagi, talk with Moromi literally. And Moromi will be like, it's just your imagination, like don't worry about it. All those ideas, you see people, you see Moromi everywhere. That idea that a society, a collective conscience would escape with something is powerful. And it just gives. I'm sorry, bro.
No,
I love that show.
I think
that
that
is
whole topic because
is
it's like this idea of like
you could run with. Bro.
Does everyone really want Mobius gone?
Sure.
You know? Really?
That's the whole point of the ending, right?
It's it also
we all have
mentioned
Mobius.
this
The
before.
faces you see, all of them.
It's in all of us.
It's a part of where
and
we are.
It's essential theme of Persona 5
Yeah.
too, which is that it's Persona 5 when it's first hit like a billboard of advertisement that it's real. It said emancipation, right?
What?
One word, and it was just this idea as you explore and get deep in the lore is that everyone is chained down under. There is a system, and most people are just at like. They're just in the circle. They're in the lowest. Everyone's just going in a circle. It's the idea of Mobius, right?
Yeah.
Infinity, a circle, eternal cycle. It's a theme in all these series we're talking about. Same thing with AOT. Okay,
It is. It is.
Whole circle at the end. And so this idea is, can you truly break it? And then you see a way, you see a light, but nobody else. The truth is, nobody else actually is dying to step out because it's easier to be a slave to something else, to someone else,
which is so fascinating.
Than to think for yourself.
But I feel like that's a tale as old as time. I feel like there is a true part of humans, and I know why. I get why.
You get it.
I do.
Yeah.
But I can see why in history people follow dictators. They follow leaders that they need to worship, And it is still a tale of as old as time. People will worship people like gods when they're not.
Right.
That's the truth of the world.
The truth.
And people need something. It's even that idea of celebrities and going into that. I mean, we're breaking down. I love what we're talking about right now because we're relating all these things we watch to everything we're talking about because one of the huge real shit, dude. That's what I'm talking about, man. Literally. But in The Boys, there's that idea of how people can romanticize human beings, and humans are the opposite of perfect. And there's this truth there where they're chaos. Oh my gosh! And why 7 Deadly Sins? Great example. Exactly. Why does something like a war work? Why would a war need to be there? Why it's the same thing with Mobius.
Go back to war.
Why is that
Yeah.
the thing that keeps people in line? And when we're talking 7 deadly sins, you end that, okay, you freed chaos. What does that entail? Okay, you've done that with Mobius. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that mean
Right.
for these two? Oh my god.
These forces that are a part of everyone
Yeah.
and need to exist, right? No, I absolutely love it. I even want to wrap with I think it one more topic on it. Okay, one more extender here is the idea that there was I remember when I was studying psychology.
Is there any of this left, by the way?
I don't think there is. Do you want to grab another one? You down? The orange cream?
Orange cream is good. Should we do orange cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. The other one's ice pop, though.
If you want to do that one, we can do that.
I mean, I like ice pop too, but I kind of want to do it. Orange cream.
All right. 3, 2. Wait, you got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh,
That was so crisp. It was dirty, bro.
I didn't get any on the screen.
Oh, no, just right here. Beautiful.
Hey, cheers.
Actually, hey, cheers, brother.
Cheers. I'm gonna have a nice one.
Yeah, okay. I'll wrap this idea. This idea, okay, it brought me to, bear with me a sec.
Yes.
It brought me to when I was studying psychology. I don't know if I've
Don't
told
you dare
this.
say bear with me. I'm with this.
I know. But, you know.
I could keep talking about this for hours.
Just want to make sure our attention spans are still around.
I think we are.
I'm feeling good. Actually.
Yeah, me too. I'm feeling great.
Good
Feeling great.
I feel like my peak energy is way later in the day right now.
Think so?
Especially with bartending.
I think it's the bartending. I mean,
it
has
is,
to
dude.
be.
I like getting an energy spike at 9 p.m. every night.
I've been getting. I've been staying up really late too, just because of like my energy and the stuff I want to do.
And it's such a. I have such a hard time getting out of the late night cycle when I want to be out of it. But in the early mornings, I've been in the early morning cycle many times, especially with coffee.
Right.
But it's so easy to forego that into a late night cycle.
Oh, absolutely.
It's absurd. Is that Mo?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Mr. Moda.
He's so sneaky.
know,
Okay,
he's a sneaker.
hear me out.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've told you this, but in college, don't really have anything to show for all the schooling I did. But I had like 2 years of community college, a year and a half of university, and another 2 years of community college. Okay. I have an associate's of general arts.
I'm gonna knock him out.
Oh yeah.
Bring him out.
Let's get the mode out of here.
Moda.
In college, the elective or additional classes I took the most of, and I had the most personal interest in, was definitely psychology.
Psychology.
Every chance I could on like, you know, you have to pick these classes. Oh, psychology? Taking it. So I probably took like 6 psychology classes. Okay. One of my actual favorite college professor was an early psych teacher I had.
Oh, really?
She was so funny. She was like an actual comedian,
No
just
way.
at a community college, right?
love
Portland
it.
Community College.
Yeah.
I don't even remember her name, okay?
Wow.
But I remember she had such a loud personality. She would come in the classroom with different hair every day. She actually was bald because she's like a second or third time cancer survivor, right? So she just had this crazy positive, infectious outlook on life because she appreciated it in a way like barely any of us in the room could relate to, right? So she like took that and really made me care about psychology so much more because she talked about using herself as an example about how she views the world, and it's opened up her own eyes to her love of psychology, because all your reality is your perception.
Oh yeah.
And you have the power to change it.
That's very true.
So
The truth of it.
she told a lot of experiments, and I watched like some on YouTube and stuff, some fascinating experiments. So the one I want to talk about that relates to this. Like all like human experiments, okay? Not rats, right?
Yeah.
There was, I might be butchering the details, but I'm going to give you the gist, which is that I think this is in Europe, some odd decades ago.
Yeah.
There was an experiment done where there was a person, you would come in and you're part of the experiment.
Yeah.
You know nothing about it, by the way. Nobody knows anything about what this is.
Right.
This is a social experiment that they're going to get paid for.
Right.
Okay. They come into a room that looks like half doctor's office, half police station, where there's somebody behind a glass screen and they can't see you. Right. So you can see into a room and see this person, and they are strapped to an electric chair. This is real, by the way.
Holy shit.
Then they are told to sit in a chair, and there's a person with a clipboard and a doctor's outfit talking to them the whole time. And their only instruction is they have to listen to the doctor. Okay? So They have to do, they're just told, I don't even know if they had to sign it, but they were told they have to listen to the doctor. So the doctor tells them they have one big knob in front of them, a dial, and it turns up the electricity to the electric chair, and they see it happen live. It was an experiment, though. Nobody actually died or got hurt. This was just to fool the person to thinking they were actually doing this.
But there wasn't a...
There was not a person getting hurt.
Damn.
But they had a dial, and they're told to increase it and increase it. Eventually, they reach a point that says lethal on the dial. And every time they hesitate, and then the doctor asks them to turn the dial. Okay?
What?
Right? Which would execute...
This is crazy. It would kill a person.
It would kill a person,
sure.
Right? There's variation, but 100% of the people in the trial, if I remember right, turned past lethal.
What?
And when asked why, it was because somebody told me to.
Someone told me to.
So do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah,
now relate this to this idea of Mobius, of emancipation.
Right.
It's just easier for someone,
follow something.
even if you're following something that you know isn't right.
That isn't right.
Somebody told you to with authority.
Yes.
And you have a fear. What is fear? Fear is unpleasantness, discomfort with what might happen to you, a punishment. So your fear of punishment of whoever this authority is might kill you. Who knows, right?
Right.
We talk about the Bible and stuff. People died for preaching God's name back in the day, all the dang time. It still happens today.
Right.
And so, like, you know, if you're actually there in that moment, your life might be on the line. Would you do it?
Right.
Just because someone told you to?
Now that is fascinating, genuinely, because also, I mean, that is collective consciousness of beings, right? And this is when we get to a point where we can study a human brain and say, okay, there's a level of almost like, and I'm not even trying to say like sheeple or anything like that, but this idea
this is real talk.
The human, like, there's a natural part of the human brain that works with a crowd, and human brains are completely what's the right word, influenced by other people
completely,
hugely, bigger than we even think.
Sticks and stones might break my bones.
Sticks and stones,
my ass,
bro.
That saying couldn't be more wrong.
Couldn't be more wrong. But that's something I think about, which is, you know, you can study a person, you know, as their individual mind, and then there's a whole different mind that almost like can be awakened from following
like
orders.
This like instinctive survival, animalistic.
Servile too. Also, you know what I mean? That that's what it comes down to. That shit
crazy.
Is fascinating.
Yeah. I was fascinated by it when I saw it.
I'm fascinated right now.
Did you ever side topic? In psychology, there's a really famous experiment of the elevator button.
I don't know if
you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know if I do.
So, do you mind if I explain?
Please, no. I'm very
okay, cool. So, basically, they set it up, and it's just a social experiment. Same vibe, okay? So, the vibe of it, though, was all of the people who were test subjects, they were told they go up in this, like, office that looks literally like the waiting room of, like, a small-time hospital, okay? Then there is a door, and they say, okay, so go into the lobby, sign in, wait until you're called back. That's their instructions. Wow. That is literally they pass once they call their name, then it's over.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because the whole experiment is what happens in the lobby.
That's so
okay. So I love these experiments because they just truly don't know. You're just actually studying live people.
Live people.
And it's not something where someone's actually getting hurt.
Right.
These are super humane too, right?
Right.
So
that's the point.
This is the experiment, bro. Is that there's actors involved.
Right,
there's a bunch of actors already in the lobby. Okay. And there is the actor who is the front desk security, and there's the actor who is the doctor calling you back.
Right.
So every probably butchering the info again, but you know, for the gist, every 30 seconds, every minute, a light flashes above the entrance door and a beep sounds, okay? Like an overhead. Like it's like
right.
And then everyone in the lobby who's an actor stands and sits. Just for a sec. In unison.
That's so
the person in the lobby, dude, they have cameras everywhere, and it's so funny. This is on YouTube, okay?
Well,
this is like a super old video.
This
This is one of the first videos I watched in this same class. So, the person in the lobby's like looking at a magazine because it looks like a,
it's a waiting room or
whatever.
something.
Yeah, and she like looks around and she like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But it keeps happening before the next person even comes in. It keeps happening.
Yeah.
I think they were waiting until she actually did it because here's the crazy part is how this ends, okay?
Right.
Because so eventually after
I'm so fascinated by the way. This shit is so interesting.
After 2 or 3 beeps,
yeah.
What do you think happens?
She starts standing up with them.
She starts standing and sitting. So no words are spoken at all in this experiment, okay? This is all nonverbal. Yeah. So eventually people are called back, actors are called back, and the room, slowly more of the test subjects, they're all coming in one after another.
Wow.
So
people are being replaced.
People are being replaced.
This is hilarious.
So you know where this is going.
It's a bunch of random people that have no idea why they're standing up.
Exactly.
It's so fascinating.
The experiment ends with every single person in the lobby is the test subject, and
they're all doing
security. The front desk lady is the only actress there.
Does she doesn't try to enforce it or anything?
No, she just does it. Like she's like doing her thing on the desk, and then it sounds, and she like doesn't stop working, and she just stands and like almost like it's just standard procedure.
That
right?
is
so
fascinating.
It ends with everyone in the lobby just doing it.
Wow.
And they never knew why they did it in the first place.
This is incredible you told me this because I want to tell you about another study.
Okay. I've loved this.
This study was on apes. This was on chimpanzees actually. And I won't say I don't know how humane this study is nowadays.
Okay.
But this is an very old study. There was
we learn from these.
Right, we do. So there was a tether, basically, in an enclosement with a bunch of chimpanzees, and if you pulled the tether, bananas would come out, right? And this is so crazy. Or no, maybe it was a bar. Maybe there's no. I can't remember if there's bananas involved. I don't think there are. I'm sorry. I don't know why I went that direction.
He's going bananas.
But if you grab the tether, because it's like you're an ape, you might grab it. All the monkeys get sprayed with like a bunch of water, right? And so
don't like that.
And they don't like that at all. Apes don't like being sprayed at all. It freaks them out. So they'll start replacing an ape once all of them see. And if that new ape tries to go for it, all the other apes will literally like beat them up. Not like beat them up like badly, but just be like, hey, don't go over there. Right?
Rough them up.
Yeah, rough them up a little bit, or just like freak out about it. They slowly started replacing every single ape. After a while, none of the apes knew anything about how they were getting sprayed. They just knew if you tried to touch that, everyone tries to beat you up. So they all were replaced completely. None of them had been sprayed or knew what happened if you touched that lever.
Thing.
But it's the exact same thing, and that's what's fascinating. Wow. We are looking at this study between the social study of a fucking ape and human, and guess what? It's the same thing.
Wow.
There is this group thing that happens in our brains that just causes us, as people, as even animals, to naturally follow and go with a crowd, right? Even if you don't know why, even if you didn't ask a single question, you just go with it. How many times you do that? If you ever been trying to, what is it called when you get your get your shit checked in your car, you have to go get a
oil change?
Not an oil, but
or like service.
Like they test your emissions. Your emissions test.
Emissions test. Yeah.
They just tell you to like go places and do things. I do whatever they tell me to. They're like, go sit in that box. What if they were just like, go sit in that box, put on that hat? I would just be like, I need to get my emissions checked. Yeah. And so, how many times they like direct you to a line? You're like, I don't know where I'm going.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
No, that's...
It's fascinating.
It is fascinating.
It really is fascinating.
There's a lot more I could even say, like, oh my gosh, there's so many fascinating rat experiments. It's unreal.
Oh, you want to talk about like experiments with animals? Fascinating. Shit is crazy.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Stories for another time.
For
Josh,
another
let's
time.
wrap our prelude right there, my
right,
man, with our pop topic. Let's rendezvous real quick.
Get
bro.
this shit going.
Yeah, let's get it going. Okay. Before we kick off the show with our first, and it might be our only section, to be honest.
Should we not do any catch up?
Well, that's our rendezvous. So we are here right now. So
I want to. Can I say one thing?
Bro?
Yeah, I want to say something real quick. For any of those who have not checked out the pregame, we have Azzy and Dorian in town at the exact same time.
Yep.
Which is quite magical, if you ask me. Seriously, so much fun. Literally just two goobers that I cannot.
2 goobs, bro.
I cannot believe are we're able to see as much as we've been able to see them. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Great. Yeah.
And we had them on the podcast. And I know I said that earlier.
Yeah.
But that's pretty big for.
It's kind of an eclipse that it all happened. I feel even
it's literally
with, like, all the mix of plans. That's what I meant by earlier in the cast. Like no hard feelings at all. The fact that we got 45 minutes of their time at the same time. Now. Dorian was about to dip.
Yeah, he was gonna leave. I had to convince him. Yeah. He was like, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, no.
What he said is he was like, but I'm a bicycle. I was like, what? Too tired. And I was like, but I want you to be it was like I was like, I want you to be a broken arm into cast.
All right, Josh. So
that's some good shit.
What's new, bro?
Nothing too crazy. I wanted to say though, I think I said this last week, but I finished Xenosaga episode 2. Did I say that?
Boom.
Did I say that?
You did.
Okay, good.
Because we were thinking about fast tracking the main topic, but we're gonna let it cook.
No, I want it to cook because I'm already looking into a lot of things and even rewatching some scenes that I think are immaculate.
Yeah.
Like really good.
Wow.
And even some things that I've heard a lot of things about the game, to be honest. I've heard a lot of negative things, and to be honest, I actually don't relate to a lot of them.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of the complaints are the speed of the system, the fighting system. I didn't like it at first, but I started really liking it.
Like, too slow?
People are saying it's too slow.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm I have the pleasure of getting to play it, not on the original console.
Well, maybe, I know you're not like a super old school nostalgic gamer, but you do appreciate a lot of nostalgic stuff for modern times,
yes,
I'd say.
For sure.
It's probably just like the modernizers.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's like, I would say it's also like, there's moments in the game that could have been better quality of life, to be honest.
Sure.
But I also can take a game at whatever value it has, and work with what I have a lot in most systems. And I remember genuinely having a lot of fun building these characters and like grinding. I think if I know that sounds silly, but if I'm grinding to get to a level, to level up something so I can, get more experience and put that towards something in a character, I know I'm kind of feeling the game, right? And I don't know, maybe that's just like me, where it's like I don't find it so tedious because I'm able to get into the brain of the game. And so the tediism just doesn't really touch me the way it does other people, I think, because there's something fun in the deeper aspect. And maybe it's just because I've fallen fucking head deep into Xenoblade, so that idea of really building a character and even leveling up, or I mean, look at Xenoblade 3 when it comes to those those freaking what are they called, the
Levinuses?
No, I was gonna say the different types of fighter.
Oh, like classes?
Classes, that's right.
Yes.
The way you have to level those up and the way you have to really get meta with some of that shit, I like. I think that's really cool. I've been getting down with it.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I went crazy obviously with Flash Fencer, and I found that insane broken.
I'm glad you did, because I actually dropped Flash Fencer. It's
crazy. It was my favorite. Early. It's like a crit. I know.
I was doing more damage and having more fun with just all the new variety.
Which one? Who are you playing as?
First,
Sorry to get a.
Oh yeah, well,
no, I'm honestly so with that. Let's just talk about it.
The hammer class.
Yeah,
I fell in love with that class. Yeah, and I'll be specific. In particular, I'm going to bring up a game. Well, a game series is the Soul series, okay? And I'm also going to bring up Monster Hunter, because I really tried giving that series a chance. But there's one big problem I have with it, Joshy, and that's that you know, the whole vibe of Monster Hunter and a lot of the Souls games, Souls handles it very well, I'll say. But it's this idea of like, okay, you have a massive weapon and balancing that and making it cool and like all the things that come with a big flashy weapon. Sometimes there's just a lot of consequences. That makes sense, okay?
Right.
But what I'm getting at, gameplay wise, it's gotta be fun, bro.
Totally.
And so Monster Hunter, bad, not for me. Okay.
Right.
All the big cool fucking weapons I wanted to use, just so slow, it was like molasses.
Yeah.
Bro. Like what?
It's those big guys.
You know what I mean?
I totally feel you. I mean, it's the same thing in freaking Kid Icarus Uprising.
Okay.
I wanted to play Electroshock. I was like, how tough would that be if I like made with that? It's just too fat.
It's too fat.
Too fat,
right? No,
not fun to play with.
Yeah.
Really.
It comes down to the gameplay.
It
At
does.
the heart
It does.
of it.
It does.
So I was so impressed with, I can't even remember what the class is called, like Gigaton Hammer or something like that.
Are you talking about
what's the hammer class?
It's Ogre.
It's
I said
Ogre.
that. Yeah, I
I
said
didn't
that.
hear you.
Oh, you didn't?
Okay.
I said Ogre right at the beginning of this.
Ogre.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ogre class, very impressed, and I had a blast with that class. I
Yeah.
just loved, it does like this like pause visually.
Yeah,
right when you hit twice, it's so satisfying.
I agree. It is. So cool.
Rex has the same thing when he does.
Yeah, he does his double spinning edge.
Yep.
Double spinning edge. Yeah, I will say from what I've experienced, especially my first playthrough, I found the class system to be incredibly fun. Really getting this excitement of finding a hero was beyond just progressing a story or being able to have a new companion. It was, what does that do to your entire party?
Dude.
And what does that do to your whole setup? Because you could go
genius.
so many different routes. I remember I was just taking any attacker and I would just learn its tech and then play it and then see how I felt with it. That's exactly how I found Flash Fencer, and I fucking love it. It was like what I wanted, where it does the 2 intervals of the thing. It goes pretty quick. I'm all about like the quick charge up, get me to my ult, and then what can I do with that? That's what I've been doing with.
No, that's your vibe in
Matthew
the game.
too.
Yeah, and
I really love it because it's like, it's also really engaging because you're constantly arc canceling. You're constantly regular canceling. You're engaged the whole time, and I find that so much fun. Like genuinely, that's like the love I get in Xenoblade.
No,
And
I get it.
I'm even finding some more tech too with Xenoblade 2 when I boot it up.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you about that? You can if you move your character slightly, you reset your dude, I need to show you this. You reset your auto attack, and your auto attack starts in a swing. Xenoblade 2.
I thought you said Xenosaga.
No, Xenoblade 2.
Maybe you did. Okay.
I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like slash.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That is
like
the kind of shit I love to do. That's what it is.
It's called.
And you literally can just flick it. I'll flick it and it'll go so quick. Because instead of like stepping, you literally can just flick it and it'll just go boom, get right back into it.
That's why I really loved how they almost implemented that kind of idea directly into the movement system of 3.
Oh my gosh,
so important.
Yes,
way more important than any other game in the series, and it was important before.
It's always important, but I agree.
In 3
goes
especially Future Redeemed,
yes,
it's like there's shit on the ground.
Oh my god,
constantly. You need these AOE's to really do absurd damage. You know?
I completely agree.
And so, not to mention, I don't know how your builds were looking, but I definitely had builds where I had to be moving, dude. Always
absolutely.
Builds where I got to hit from behind or I got to hit from the side.
Flash Fencer, it's critical on side.
Critical on
it's
side.
Literally, so I'm, and
this is the best one to be
and
honest.
The back attack, it has a back attack too. So what
attack.
you literally do is you focus on those 2 points. If you can land those 2, you automatically unlock Lucky 7. So it's boom, one to the side because of the crits and the way that it charges it, and the canceling and everything. It adds so much to that little wheel.
Did you have like an equipment,
like set up special equipment
set up for your talent?
On accident, yes. Which is crazy. It's criticals do something with one of my. It's criticals. So
talent gauge.
Flash Fencer does 2 criticals if you can literally land it, and they're so easy. So I'm stacked with critical. And the best thing about the way Xenoblade 3 does it is it remembers. Do you remember this? Mm-hmm. It remembers your gems and your equipment that you had,
Yeah.
and you could
On each
switch it up
class.
on each class. And so when I first got Lucky 7 and went back to Flash Fencer, I realized I was set up perfectly, and I literally boom, I have fucking
Wow.
I'm taking down Mobius. There's nothing that can really touch this build.
That's insane.
And I've been doing the time challenges with the Napon Arc Sage,
yeah.
which are fun as fuck. I've gotten a bunch of like swimsuits and like different
tough.
costumes. They are, but you know what the truth is? With that build, they're really not that tough.
Have to.
Because there's a couple, and then boom, you got some nutty stuff.
Yeah.
It's the craziest build.
Yeah.
Ever. I've
It's
ever seen.
Xenoblade 2 that has a Shulk as a blade, right?
Yeah, that's right. They also have Elma too.
Yeah.
Elma's one of them too.
Yeah, that's great.
And Cosmos.
Yeah.
And another character that I haven't met in 3.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, well, is there anything else you want to catch us up on your gaming life?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say this was actually me talking about Xenosaga too.
Yeah, it was. Combat.
I started. That's right. And I guess the point that I'll wrap up easily was I like it much more than people are saying online, and I've missed
One
lot
of my
the
favorite
things.
feelings. I'm not
It
lying.
really is a
Yeah.
great feeling, but it's a little frustrating because I can't really hear the praise that I feel like it deserves through a lot of the negative feelings that it's put people into.
Totally.
And I get that. I really do.
Yeah.
But it's one of the reasons I'm really enjoying Resident Arc, because they are really breaking down the story and the characters. Shout out Resident Arc. Seriously, you guys are killing it with those Xenosaga videos. They're going through Xenosaga 3 right now. I need to play more of this game. I started it.
You already did.
It is incredible. So yeah, I told you how I did. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Was I just started Xenosaga episode 3.
Okay.
I told you how I did Missing Year, right? That like
You did.
flash.
Yeah.
Insanely important. It's literally like the beginning.
Really?
The whole like beginning of the game is coming out of Missing Year, and they talk about what happened in it and everything that happened
That's
with
so
Takahashi.
annoying.
It's literally like the craziest storytelling I've ever seen with anything ever. It's truly
Well, I mean,
like,
it's just approaching like Kingdom Hearts level, bro. Right?
no, that's the thing, is that I'm like, okay, now what are we doing here? Where, you know, I got to play this DS game. Literally, Pied fucking Piper, which still is the only one I haven't seen besides 3.
Right. Wait, this is the one that you
the
said
mobile
has, like,
game.
no actual good gameplay.
No,
online.
if you want to watch that, it's someone recording an iPhone. Or basically like an old Android from Japan.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's really, really wild. Like beyond anything I've really ever seen.
Do you know how important it is?
It's extremely.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of
but
course.
no, it's not like a continuation. It's a prequel. So I was explaining to you my favorite character, Ziggy.
Okay.
You remember his backstory as being Jan Sawyer, Sour?
Yes, bro.
Jan Sour.
Let's say Yeshua, but is that...
Yeah, that's Chaos.
That's Chaos.
Yeah. Jan Sour is...
It's a different name.
I swear, I say it different every time.
Juan?
It's Jan Sour. It's Jan Sour. Actually,
Janice.
Mike in the Resident Arc, he was like, I know it's Jan, but I'm calling him Jan. Because he was reading the whole thing. The whole game was just, you have to read it on a YouTube video.
Okay.
And they went through the whole thing. Which
Here's my thing.
I really
okay?
respect.
Is that like I respect like all these like crazy and especially Xenoblade.
Yeah.
The naming scheme. Whoever's Takahashi, genius.
Takahashi.
Okay.
He's crazy.
His names are good.
I'll agree.
The thing about Juan Sawyer,
Jan.
whatever, Jan, if that's how you pronounce it, it's so out of place.
I think it's Jan Sour.
Why?
The craziest part, it's really not. Jan Sour is not as bad as like what's his name? Joachim Mizrahi.
Joachim Mizrahi.
What the fuck is that?
That sounds Dune.
His old, yeah, exactly. His ex-wife's name is Yuli Mizrahi.
No,
I
dude.
promise you, this is like so
you're
in
right,
the
all right,
line
all right.
of Xenosaga. I promise. It's like you hear a name and you're like, you see how it's spelled, you're like, I don't know how to say
Yeah,
that.
it's
I don't
not
know
as
how
out
we're
of
supposed to
place
say
as
that.
I thought.
But it's a prequel to that, but it's also getting into Missing Year and episode 3, the end of Xenosaga Pied Piper, which was supposed to be a part of episode 2. It was actually supposed to be the prologue of episode 2.
So actually, that's Pied Piper.
Missing
is the
Year
Missing
and
Year.
Pied Piper is they are so canon. They were supposed to be a part of the game. Things got cut. Tough thing. They were part of the story.
We've been through this. Like, it's it's amazing what did come out.
Oh my god,
all the crunch and everything.
And this is what gets me so excited for a Xenosaga remaster. You could really go for. I could see all 3 games getting a complete like a Final Fantasy treatment, or getting an Ultima, like this ultimate game that has a Pied Piper as one of the games you can play.
Well, they can literally Kingdom Hearts
missing year,
because
that's what I'm saying.
Big
what's the ultimate collection called?
It's called the Remix.
The Remix.
Okay, so in the Remix collections, there's
Xenosaga.
There's an Ultimate.
Yeah,
the games that were kind of lost. Okay,
was the DS
turned
one,
them into
full games,
visual novels.
Oh yes. What about the one that they turned into a full game? That was the DS game or the Game Boy Advance game. Or it was a DS.
So they did that in PS2. That was Chain of Memories.
Chain of Memories,
right?
That's right.
So that was locked in the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and then it came to PS2 later as a re-Chain of Memories.
That's
okay,
right.
But dude, Kingdom Hearts has been in all these cycles of remakes trying to get everything cohesive. It's been insane.
Right.
So on the DS, there's 2 games that were actually not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
358 Days Over 2.
Right.
That's how you say it.
Say it one more time.
358 Days Over 2.
358 Days Over 2.
Yes.
I love it.
Kingdom Hearts, by the way.
I'm with it.
So that's the whole backstory. It's super important. It's locked behind. It's not even a Kingdom Hearts game, bro.
Yeah.
It's a mission-based game.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
I'm not a mission game fan.
Sure.
It actually was a big fear I had going into Xenoblade 2 because of that whole mission concept.
Oh,
but turns out you don't have to fight. Actually, you just set them off passively, and it was actually pretty good.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, with the
what was that called? The what are they called? Missionaries? No, missionaries.
Is it?
No, they're
I can't remember. I'm like armies, colonies.
Yeah, it's like they're Mercenaries. Let's go, Sammy. Let's go, buddy.
I know. Josh and I love to do this thing where we just cook up in each other's minds.
Yeah, and we're like, we're like so close. Yeah.
No, we got it, bro.
So I'm with you.
So wait, what were we?
We were talking about. You were talking about the remix and how they brought them into visual novels.
So then the next game was called Recoded. Okay, that's the name of it is Recoded. Okay, so it is a rehash of all of Kingdom Hearts 1 because Sora's memories were obliterated.
Oh my god!
And you're going through it again, piecing back. It's a remake of Kingdom Hearts 1. Kind of not really. It has its own quirks. And it is fun. I actually played through that game entirely on the DS. Yeah. Actually, I played it on my 3DS because I remember having the circle pad.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
I like it.
Which is very important.
That is important.
So for those 2 games,
you used the nipple?
No, not the nubby. Just the circle pad, which is on the
I see.
Yeah, better than the actual D-pad.
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
like
say,
a 3D.
For
It's Kingdom Hearts, right?
Kingdom Hearts.
So they brought those to the collection, but they're visual novels. So you're literally just tapping through, getting some of the music, but it's just
you get a vibe. Yeah, you get a vibe.
You do,
and it's kind of completely original, right?
Well, they made the whole visual novel from the ground up based on the game.
Right.
So it's kind of
so fascinating.
It's really fascinating. It's actually like it almost is my appreciation right now. I was taking Kendall through Danganronpa.
Oh yeah,
recently,
that's right.
And loving it, by the way.
Dude.
And Steins Gate, same way, right? So those two anime are based on a game.
That's right, a visual novel.
Instead of being based on a manga.
That's right.
So how do you adapt that way? That's like backwards.
That's a new kind of. I mean, it's there's a lot that come out from. I mean, there's like a Persona anime. There's a lot that that kind of do that kind of vibe. I respect it a lot, to be honest. There's a lot of visual novels that get turned into games. Clannad was a really popular one.
I did not know that.
You don't know Clannad?
I was pretty into the visual novel world.
Oh, really?
No, I've never heard of that.
Dude, it was like it's some kind of like Japanese exclusive. But I'm pretty.
Show me.
Is that okay if I Google search? Yeah. What was that sound, Sam?
I forgot to put it on
What
mute.
was that?
Well, Joshy, you started Xenosaga Episode 3.
Yes.
I think I'm good to wrap the rendezvous here, unless you had anything else you wanted to add.
Whoa, 10 out of 10 on Steam?
What?
Holy crap, 2004. Click on.
No, I've never heard of this.
So
okay, in my mind it was like KLO something. It's CLANNAD. and it is a Steam game, and it is a 10 on Steam.
People are saying it's 10.
I don't know if y'all know the Steam ratings, but I trust Steam ratings.
I do trust
probably
Steam
more
ratings,
than
yeah.
any other rating
It's
system.
probably a lot of ratings too. Anyone can rate something on Steam.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just pull it up right now.
Well,
Is there anything else you wanted to add?
oh, just going in with what you were saying about that Final Fantasy remaster, I can totally see them bringing Missing Year in the same exact way you're talking about. Missing Year is basically basically a weird visual novel that you have to watch on YouTube. But truthfully, you can make it a visual novel easily. And I could see that being as a part of a collection.
Oh yeah.
Especially if they're just up-resing and maybe giving like I think knowing Monolith Soft, if they're remastering something, they're gonna go crazy. Definitive Edition is the perfect way to play Xenoblade, while also streamlining it and making it so quality of life. Like so many changes that are perfect. And then also having a whole new story with the same voice actors and the same style after however many years it had been out.
Joshy, you could play them back to
like
back.
10 years.
And it seems
and
like
it's
a
like,
modern game.
It is. It really is. Yeah. That continuation I played right afterwards, and it went into it perfectly. They got the voice of everyone.
Even
so
the backstory of how it was a cut piece.
Yeah, the Bionis shoulder.
Right.
Yeah. Huge, by the way. Because that's where you see the old society of where the giants used to live.
True,
that's such a huge part of the world of
that was my favorite
Bionis.
part about that entire
I
section.
loved it.
The
Yeah.
entire land.
The world was huge, was awesome, and also it was fun. It had that charm with the Napon. You remember those
oh my gosh,
those
they're all
guys
running around.
Yeah,
you get like 10 of them, I think.
So fun, seriously.
So Steam review, pulled this up on this game.
For Clannad, yes.
8,200 people, 98%.
That's ridiculous.
And Steam also has a recent reviews. It's kind of in the last month or something.
Sure.
82 reviews, 97%. Wow. That is crazy.
Crazy. I can't believe you haven't heard of this.
Well, it says came out in 2024.
Yeah. Where does it say that?
At the top. Should have the release date.
It said 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Crazy.
Yeah, my mom tried it.
So, maybe because I wasn't a big Steam guy, though. I really, a lot of my visual novels I played on Vita and on
I don't know if it was exclusively on Steam.
A lot aren't.
Yeah.
But, Joshy,
it was a good show.
I digress.
Yes.
I think we should break real quick. We've taken, no breaks.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually been great. I haven't had to really pee. I
haven't peed either. It's because I need more water.
I have a headache. We should hydrate.
Let's hydrate.
Let's get right back.
Let's get it going.
All right, Joshy, we are officially back.
We are back. Officially back. Took a nice little break, huh?
We did.
Yeah.
Had a little fight.
Yeah. A little something to eat. It was delicious.
Miss Kendall brought home some canes for me.
She did.
Some leftover buffalo stuff.
That's right. Got with Azzy and Dory earlier.
Mistaken.
That's
yes,
right.
sir. Yeah. So, Joshy, I feel like the audience needs to know. Our main topic is going to be of current events, and we're probably just going to kind of combine the main topic into the news flash.
I was going to say it's going to make the main topic if you would say so yourself.
That's
would
exactly
you?
what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're on the same page as always, my friend. So,
have you ever heard a drill say that? Okay.
Okay. It fades away instantly.
Yep.
I have our list, Joshy, of our gold tier sponsors.
Did you mean to say the greatest people out there?
I meant to say
that's right.
The greatest people
of all time.
You already knew.
Come on now.
So, Joshy, to this list, I thought we will go in complete reverse order today. Starting from
you want to go from the
Flash Force. Okay, so
start with
let's
the Flash
give a
Force.
shout out right now to Demon Hunter Caleb.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Additional co-host to the show.
That's right.
And honestly, him and I have not talked probably in the consistently talked in the longest period of time since we've known each other.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Since
you can
I
take that
the
time.
Podcast,
that's so fun. I'm the same way with Ben Handorf.
Really?
Yeah, because I just called him yesterday because it was his birthday yesterday, And yeah, I called him.
So I will
wish
never
him-
forget
wish
that
him a happy
Lord
birthday.
video.
Dude, when we threw a
The
party for him,
craziest
that is one of the most
events
wild things that's ever
of
happened
all
to me.
time.
Me and Dorian had this like prank we wanted to do.
Are you gonna tell him?
I was gonna just explain it
I
real
think
quick.
you should.
First and second of all, happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday, Ben.
Happy belated birthday.
Absolutely.
But I had to call him and I talked to him and it was wonderful as always. But this was a good couple years back. Me and Dorian for a YouTube video wanted to prank someone by throwing them a surprise birthday party.
And more Dory kind of just started now.
Yeah, it was probably like the fourth or third
Yeah,
video.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, so the whole plan was to prank Ben, one of our friends, Ben,
And
on
like
his birthday.
a harmless.
Yeah, it's such a
Actually
harmless.
very
If anything, a
heartful.
wonderful prank. I wish that would happen to me. Come
The
on, now.
idea was a
Yeah.
fake,
Yes.
massive, surprise
fake, massive
birthday, right?
birthday party.
You guys were
Yeah.
telling everybody.
Yeah, we told
including
everyone.
me,
It was a
we are throwing Ben a
Yeah,
surprise birthday.
huge
Here's
birthday.
the catch: it's
Yeah.
not his birthday. Don't
Yeah.
say anything.
Don't say anything,
but
yeah.
we are going to get as many people as possible.
Yeah.
and
And we
I'm
got
pretty sure
a
that was
bunch.
The
yeah.
most we've ever had in our house.
It was
at
close.
One time.
It was close up there. It was
Very
definitely
close.
You can see it in the video. We got like a smoke machine. We got like
Oh my
lasers.
gosh.
We had
Wish it
like
was still at
a
our house.
DJ. Yeah, no.
We did. have
It
a
was
DJ.
we had a DJ and it was really fun. It was a serious
Very
good
fun.
time.
You know what the kicker was though, Josh?
What was it?
It didn't turn out to be a prank at all.
That's right. So it ended up turning out to be Ben's
Ben's
real birthday. Never in a million years could I have guessed
It
that.
sounds fake.
It sounds fake. It genuinely, it seems fake in the video too, which is so crazy
But
because
that was the genuine
there
reaction.
you
right?
see the reaction when
Yes.
we call him in the store when we're like setting up for the party.
Right.
We call him and he's like, "Yeah, also like it's my birthday tomorrow, so if we hang out late enough, we could celebrate my birthday."
Dorian was looking at you like,
And we were
"Dude,
like,
you're pranking
You
me."
you are pranking me,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that's how he's looking at
That's
me.
what- that's what
You
we
guys
saw.
need to seriously watch that video.
Check
It
out
is
that video, guys. Yeah,
hilarious.
so,
It is
all
genuinely
the
so funny.
love I want to echo for Caleb. He's been
yeah.
what's funny about Caleb is he's
yeah.
not a child. Really, I have one true
Yeah,
childhood friend where
Sure.
we've just always been on and off
Right.
like this.
right.
Brad and I, right?
Right.
The other member of Flash.
Another
Forward
part.
here is
Baywatch
Brad,
Brad,
who does
baby.
all the music for the show.
That's right.
Shadow Buddy and Shadow Buddy
Buddy.
Music.
Yeah.
Give him a shout out. But I've known him about the same amount of time, but me and Brad got closer after like we got older.
Oh, yeah,
I'd say.
yeah.
But me and Reese really like were always, if anything, I hung out with Brad always through Reese. Brad and I seldomly hung out just like the two of us.
Mm. Right.
Okay.
Right.
So Caleb is unique because in my heart, in my memory, he holds the same nostalgic childhood friend value.
Yeah.
But we became friends the moment I entered adulthood, which
Right.
was I just graduated high school.
Right.
So I got my first job now, which
That's
is Safeway Deli.
Yeah.
And
you go.
Caleb and I slaving it over there, but making the
course.
most of it and truly
course.
like forming a friendship
Yeah.
much similar to you and I.
Love it.
Truly, we just didn't live together.
That's right. That's right.
But many hours gaming together and spending actual like quality time together after work. 'Cause we
Yeah.
got off work at like 1-2 in the morning.
Right.
Walk up to his house, drive up to his house, go to Reese's, game all night. One time
Love
we
it.
pulled an all-nighter. We got off work. I said we're pulling this all-nighter. We played World of Warcraft
Oh, a little bit of wow.
night.
I love it.
LAN style, right?
That's so
I
fun,
had my
dude.
laptop, my little gamer laptop. He had his setup. Yeah, we played it all night, and then I went to work.
That's so fire, dude. That's the kind
Had
of
to,
stuff
bro.
that you just like. You can't ever recreate those
No,
vibes, and
no.
and those people are gonna be so close and special with you
Yeah.
forever. I
And, well,
have
next one I think is someone you can attest to at the same level, which is more Dory.
Big Mordori. Speaking
Big
of
Mordori,
the
which-
man, the myth, the legend.
That's right, man.
That's right. So he was
He has reinforced
he-
his name in the Flash Force
absolutely has. He also was on our episode we just recorded today.
today.
So go check
what
that
I mean,
out.
yeah.
If you're not a Patreon sponsor, you gotta at least check out this finale for our
Yeah,
season.
but you and Dory go back and have so much. I mean, it's from my perspective. I hope
Right.
you know, like sometimes I can like almost annoyingly be like almost older brother with my two little brothers vibe and be like,
Yeah.
all right, these fuckers are in their own little world, and I'm not even here, so I'm just gonna walk out.
Oh my
and-
gosh.
But it's so genuine.
So goofy.
It is such like this like I like to watch in a way that I've never felt towards friendships like that are so, I don't know, you have like coworkers and they're just kind of always together, but they kind of repel you. You and Dorian are the exact opposite. You guys draw people
gravitate
in,
people.
but nobody is on the planet. You guys
stupid.
are on
so
the
stupid.
entire time. You guys are within like 10 feet of each other. I'm not kidding, bro. I'm not kidding. The pregame is the quietest I have ever seen you two around each other. Probably ever.
It's
Probably
so
ever.
No, it's so true. It's so funny. If you have seen us together, you would totally know what Sam is talking about. But no, I completely agree. I want to shout out more Dory, seriously, because Dorian is at his core is like, I think the one person that gets, I think, my sense of humor so deeply, and I think I'm the same with him.
It is.
We know this.
No,
it's
yes,
like
that's what I mean by other planet, because literally it's like other language. I'm like, I don't understand. I can't understand. If I try to understand,
it's making me laugh.
You guys are
so
16
stupid.
steps ahead in each other's, like, you know. I'm like, dude, I cannot keep up.
It's so stupid, and but it really is special.
But it brings out the
really
best in you guys.
It really is
what
special,
it does.
and I love it. And
you guys
you really can't.
You know what I see, Josh?
You don't make
you two recharge each other's batteries.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially since you don't live together anymore.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know what has been so much fun about having him in again is it has been years, really years, since I've had to call Dorian to hang out. That has been a long. I mean, you know, we lived together for almost like 3 years.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 about. Yeah. And in that time, that's when I feel like, obviously we were really close before, but that was obviously when we became so deeply close. A little bit before that, but you know, there's something about living with someone where it's like they move from being a friend to just like family, you know, like just immediate family.
Oh, yeah.
And Dorian and I, especially being the closest in the house, kind of, you know. And so
I'd say,
I'd
say
so,
like
for the most part.
Just on that level of like you two have the friendship that's like what I'm talking about, right? Like deeply rooted in like friends like Reese, Caleb, Brad,
right.
It's deeply rooted on. Sometimes it can be on actual time together. I think often that goes with it. It's hand in hand, right?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
But it's like this true. Like you said, like emotionally, you guys just get each other on a way nobody else will, and why explain it?
Yeah,
right?
I am 100% with that.
Yeah,
and there's not even a way to explain it too.
No, can I be real? Like,
yeah, please.
Sometimes I forget that Caleb and I, especially when we game together, especially playing like we were talking about the Halo days, right?
Right.
Call of Duty. We're saying nonsense, bro. I couldn't even repeat to you now.
Translate
because,
it?
It could not translate the garbage that is coming out of my mouth and our mouths, and we're just laughing at each other just being complete idiots, bro. Like constantly.
I completely
like
am with you.
that's years on years of like having this type of fun that I could only get with hanging out with Caleb.
Exactly.
Right?
And there's something. No, absolutely. And I really do. It really does mean so much to me. And you know,
it's special, bro.
It really is. It really is. And I just want to say, love you, Dory.
Hey,
really, really real.
Love all these guys.
Love everyone.
Speaking of all the love, let's spread this love, Joshy, to the rest of our family. I would
that's
say
right.
family we've gotten a lot closer with, if not for a couple people on here, like our parents. But that
also is
like, you know, it's almost like I said earlier in both pregame and in the cast. It's like this. These people being involved with what we're a part of. We see and talk about them now every week,
all the time.
We're connected. We're
so
deeper now,
closely connected.
Right?
I know. I was gonna say. I mean, even to a degree, having our parents' support there is so special. Just having that.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't undermine that.
No, you cannot, bro. And that's you know, we're very blessed, right?
Agree.
So speaking of blessings, and going in this reverse order, we have a graduate here, Joshy. He still says he still wants to pay for being a gold tier sponsor, right? Just like Johnny said the same thing.
Right.
Love them so much and appreciate their support, by the way. Right?
Yes.
But John Rutherford is also a member of both the Gold Tier sponsors and the Flash
Yes,
Force.
he's on the Flash Force
along
as well.
with as of pregame,
Yes,
as of
today.
Huncho.
That's right,
As
baby.
of today, baby.
That's
So,
right.
Do you want to give him a plug?
Oh,
As you do?
please. Yeah, no, he plugs beautifully for himself.
He
too.
did.
He
No.
really did go into it
And
the way I
humbly
wanted it to
somehow?
him.
Like,
humbly, how does he do it? Couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you, bro.
But no, he does YouTube. Seriously, some really, really awesome stuff on YouTube. At AzzyX Huncho, AZZYXHUNCHO.
Wow, that rules.
Which rolls
Yes,
for
bro.
sure.
Yeah.
Seriously, my literal brother, my brother in Christ, like one of the best people I know, and
Somebody I want to be around because they're a good influence.
I need him around, which
Yeah.
is so sad that he lives in a different state.
I know.
But at the same time, it makes you appreciate his presence
Absolutely.
that much more.
Absolutely.
And it really is some of the best times you could have.
Yeah, man. So,
And yeah, I really hope I can. For his birthday, I want to be able to see if I can travel, but I don't know. It
be
might not.
sick.
Be, I know.
When is it?
Might be out September. I might be too broke. We'll see.
no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I am. But
I wish I
maybe something
could, but-
special. Next on this list.
Yes.
Speaking of special,
Yes.
is Daddy Mike.
Big Daddy
himself,
Mike.
Big Daddy
Let's go,
Mike,
man.
Hopping on the parent train.
Yeah.
Don't wanna leave my mama alone.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so we love and appreciate.
Huge shout out my
both
dad.
him and
Seriously.
Mama Annie both.
He just was listening to an episode and he was texting me about it.
Really.
Yeah, he was. It was I think I said this last episode too, but it was good to hear what he had to say. He was just like, "Dude, your analyzation is so good." I'm like, "Thanks, Dad. Shit is really special.
It
I
feels
love
different coming from your dad.
It really
and
is.
just
It really
being
is,
honest.
and it means a lot. So
Yeah.
thank you, Dad,
Yeah.
for supporting me in my
Yeah, thank
dream.
you
I
for,
appreciate it. so
being
much.
a huge part of who Josh is. One of my
True.
favorite people ever.
Stop, man.
No, man. No, he's a big part of who you are.
That is
so
true.
That cannot be understated.
It absolutely cannot be. Absolutely.
Well, next on this list. All right. Speaking of influential, speaking of impact on definitely myself and you, even by extension, and then a little bit in person. But
Which
I think
one?
you know who this is. All right. The leader of the Sandoval 7.
Ooh,
is
the ringleader,
Mikey
the man himself.
Sandoval.
Mikey
The
Sandoval,
ringleader
the
with
goat.
His boy Taden. Man.
That's right.
Yeah,
the
big
man.
shout outs to them.
Huge shout
always
out.
love them.
I miss that guy. I need to see him. I want to see him soon. I've
Yeah.
been wanting to go by your bar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go back, but
yeah,
I haven't
Yeah,
in a minute.
anytime you get like especially this time of year, like a Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday.
yeah.
Excuse me. I think Kendall's going out Thursday
Oh yeah,
with some of her homies.
it might be cool. I would see what my
It's
boy-
definitely what I would say is like you'll have the most fun on a Thursday or Saturday when shit's happening, right?
Yeah,
Bands
yeah.
inside,
Right.
there's live bull riding.
Right.
There's so much going on. It feels more like an event
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
like hanging out at a bar.
I'm totally with
Right?
that.
Yeah.
100%.
It's cool. There's always something to do. So,
Right.
yeah, those are nice to let loose.
I love it.
Definitely come out,
love
but
it.
yeah, come see Mikey. Mikey works on Saturdays. right
Love
now.
you, Mikey. Love you big
Love
time.
you so much, Mikey. I will be
big time.
seeing your sexy ass on Saturday, along with
Yes, you
my
will.
beautiful sister.
Yes.
Renee Lovely.
Lene Love
Yes.
Lady. I love it.
Which
I
I'm
love
gonna
her.
come clean right now. I
Come
do
clean.
not know if I've said this on the podcast,
Say it, say it,
but
say it.
it needs to be said. You know, I do hold a certain integrity that I would say that I try to live
Mm-hmm. Sure,
like Jesus
sure.
as much as
That's
I
the goal.
possibly can.
Yeah,
right?
it's the
And
goal, right?
especially with just how we live my life, and
Right.
in a lot of ways we've talked about and things. I know you stand for, right?
You know
And
it.
love, right? And
know it.
and you know, Mikey and Lene, like the way we lift each other up, like I genuinely look at them as my brothers and sisters.
I love it.
As I do you, right?
Yeah. Cool.
The thing with Lene though, Lene is so special to me because she's the older sister I've never had, and I have always been the older brother to
Right.
those around me, as we've talked about.
Right, exactly.
In the way that I'm saying a lot more of you now too. Is
Yeah.
like, you're the oldest, right? Or do you have one?
No, I'm the second oldest.
You're the second.
Yeah,
oldest.
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like we do have a different perspective, right?
Yeah, we definitely do.
So Lene is like we just have such an energy, and when I first met Raleigh, he was introduced to me as Tina's brother,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and about 6 months later, I found out he's not actually your brother.
Right.
They're not blood siblings at all. They just became really good friends, and they
Right.
met at a bar one night.
Right.
Okay, they've been friends for like
That's so
30
funny.
years,
So, but they're
right?
siblings.
But they act.
Yeah.
I mean, Raleigh is literally a male spitting image of Tina. Like they act
Love it.
exactly the same.
And did you think they looked similar too, or?
you could probably pass off.
Sure,
right?
sure.
Get them in some like attire and like put a cigarette in the mouth.
That's so funny.
Yeah, it's I really learned something. Like there's like this bond, and with like the people out there, like this is embodying something I believe in, which is like I have my one partner for me, and then I have my brothers and sisters,
right,
and that's it,
right.
So nothing's weird with girls,
right?
Like guys, it's like healthy competitive because they're my brothers, right? It's like it just sets your mind right, especially for me.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. And so it kind of planted this idea of like, wait, Lene, and Lene's really the reason I'm the bartender back there.
Right.
Lene's the reason I am where I am and why I love my job now so much, right?
Right.
So I am forever grateful to her, no matter how things turn out.
Absolutely.
And we treat each other, I literally see her as a sister.
As like a sister.
Right?
I know. And it will be like that forever.
No, it absolutely will, bro.
Yeah.
So it's...
I love it. I think she is also wonderful. I adore her and see her as a sister as well.
Yeah, man.
It feels like family. It really
does.
I really do feel like she is family. Especially with the way my family is, which is... far away, but a lot older than me.
Yeah.
So my actual cousins are her age, and my even like my cousin Allie had Brianna, who's the daughter of my cousin, my first cousin once removed.
Yeah,
remember Brianna who came and stayed with us for a little bit,
dude,
from Louisiana.
I don't remember her face.
You don't remember her face? That's okay. Yeah, I mean, well,
I think I met her once.
She stayed here.
And maybe twice. I didn't really hang with her much.
I think she was here for even like your birthday party.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess your face though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But anyway, most of my cousins are older than me.
Yeah.
So it literally feels like she is family.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's kind of like a funny little mental thing.
No, it is. You know? It is. But okay, I'm coming clean.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm clean.
So the part of that is that I've probably literally convinced, at this point, conservatively 300 plus people
that she's your
sister.
Full.
We're actually half blood siblings.
Oh wow, that's so funny.
I have a whole backstory.
Really?
Yeah, like my dad was out of my life from before I can remember. Right. So my real dad is my stepdad, and he raised me. He's my dad, all intents and purposes.
That's so funny.
Nothing in my life is different. Okay?
Yeah.
I moved out here anyway, so my family's back in Oregon.
Right.
Meanwhile, she kind of had him, like, I know, like, her whole backstory with her dad.
Right.
And they're not on great terms. Okay?
Right.
I've met him. All right. I've met my dad.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But the thing is, he's been,
Dude,
and he's been out of my life, and I have no relationship with him. Oh, yeah. So there's nothing more to it.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
We just are
simple.
I always knew I had a sister out there.
Right.
But I never met her. Never reached out. I'm kind of off the grid.
Right.
I happened to find her at the hitching post.
No way.
Which is exactly how I feel about Lene anyway.
That is so funny. So you've told people that story?
Yes.
That is hilarious.
Yes, I have.
That's so funny.
You know what? I just, I don't feel guilty about it.
No.
Never have.
No.
Lene's like, I can't lie to people. I'm like, Lene, it's really not lying.
It's an extended truth.
Okay, I have a funny story to go with it.
Yeah.
It's harmless.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But deep down, this is how I feel about you.
Yeah, I found you. You're my sister. Yeah.
You're my sister.
No, I think it's so funny. I do a similar thing, obviously, with like Azzy and Dorian, because we did the sake.
Sake.
Yeah. We did the three-way sake cheers, which made us like legal brothers, right? And so whenever people ask me like how things are going, I'm like, oh yeah, my older brother's in town. He's from Seattle. And it's like, that's the extent of it too. It's like, oh, that's so cool. Like, I love to hear that. But even just the other day, Azzy came in and I was like, she was like, oh, is that like your group of friends? Because remember Azzy and a bunch of other people came in, and I was like, yeah, my brother's in the crowd. She was like, oh my gosh, that's your brother? I was like, yeah, we look different, don't we? It's just the funniest part, because I was like, yeah, or I said something like I was like, yeah, you don't see the resemblance, something like that. No, but the funniest thing is people like the truth is that's how I view it. That is how I view it right now. I really do see Azzy as my older brother, and obviously Dorian to that extent, of course. With that dynamic we already have.
Dorian's younger than you though.
Technically, right? He's technically my little brother.
Right.
Technically, but also we are close enough in age. What's it called? Where it's like sometimes it feels like me and Dorian are the annoying twins.
Yeah.
Like the annoying little
You are.
the younger twins. Yeah, exactly. To Azzy, and I think that's something that makes the dynamic for us so great. But I tell people at work too.
Yeah.
It's a fun thing.
It is fun, bro.
It's great. It's beautiful.
Well,
it's
speaking
also
of the fun family, we got Johnny Bravo.
It's Johnny Bravo.
Johnny
He was
Bravo.
also part of the
Also
family.
part of the Flash Force.
That's right,
Yes,
baby.
Absolutely, as we
Come on
mentioned. But John Rao the Fourth.
Yes.
Right? I know his dad is
Yes.
John Rao the Third.
That's right. You met him, huh?
That's right. Yeah, I called him Johnny actually, and he did. He said strictly no. That's my son. I'm John.
Son, I'm John.
All right.
I like
You
that.
got it.
The third is the
got it.
third, man.
John Rao the Third. Yeah,
okay.
Johnny in the house, bro.
Big Johnny.
Yeah,
the
big
legend.
Johnny.
legend.
And I got something cooking right now.
He just
for
came over
DLC
the other day,
with
too.
Johnny and Joshy. For,
Yes, sir.
for some content, which is
Some fun
really
content.
exciting. Yeah, that's going to be what we're looking at next month, actually.
That's
Joshy
nice.
for September. But
For Sepi.
yeah, he did just come over recently.
Yeah, he did.
And Jade hung out with Kendall.
It was
for
a
while.
good time.
Yeah. We played WarioWare.
That's right. I walked in. They were playing WarioWare.
Yeah,
That was really fun.
I want to play more.
That
I also want to play more Tiny Barbarian.
I
We're
want to
kinda
play more of
tearing
that too,
shit up.
bro. We absolutely were
Yeah,
with
dude.
those bees, dude.
Yeah, and you were
low-key.
like, I was just on a run and
Yeah.
then dead.
Yeah.
Joshy's carrying me. One of the most fun
Those bees
co-op
are crazy.
platform games
Seriously,
I've ever played.
and also that music. I mean, it takes me back to when I was like on my indie kick and played like
Oh, yeah.
Shovel Knight and all those.
Oh, yeah.
seriously goated like soundtracks. Shantae, Pirate's Curse,
We could run a little
favorites.
bit after this if you want.
Bartime Barbarian.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to. We'll see how Kendall feels though.
Yeah. Well,
She has been
might
waiting
come
out
in here and.
Oh, sleepy.
Yeah.
we can run it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, great idea, Sam.
Well, Josh, before
yeah.
we start gaming,
Yeah.
we have another gamer in the house.
Oh, yes.
which is also a part of the Flash Force. That is
Sweet A,
Drill.
who made an appearance at the end of the episode of pregame.
He did.
He
did.
did the
Actually, I
countdown.
forgot that happened. He
Yeah.
came in at the very end.
We
and did
should.
The countdown.
We got to use that countdown at the beginning of the episode.
Oh,
right?
we will.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I just forgot.
Yeah.
Earl was definitely in that countdown.
there.
That was the best countdown we've ever
That
done.
was incredible.
That was so hype.
Sweet A, Moridori, Azzy Huncho,
Yeah. All
Valtrius,
just-
Josh Amation. He gave us such a good introduction too. You remember that? That shit was so tough.
I love Adrell is just one of those. Actually, I think
like a
all of
hype
us
man,
are
bro.
in this group. But
Yeah.
like, it's like if we're feeling really good and
Yeah.
high energy,
Yeah.
we are
Everyone does.
so good at spreading. Not speaking for myself, okay. I
Sure,
feel
sure,
like
sure.
I'm probably more on the lower energy side. I feel like
Sure,
you
sure.
guys. He came in the room and just fed me all that
No,
energy,
absolutely.
and we all just lit up.
No, of course.
Loved it, bro.
No, it's wonderful. It's
Yeah,
the reason.
man. No, it's
Big
great, bro.
freaking-
So, yeah, Sweet A Drill.
Sweet
We got a
yeah.
plug for him.
Yeah, check him
help
out on-
We got twitch.tv
Slash
Sweet
A Ayeee.
That's right.
That's Sweet A.
Sweet
Right? That's the way you would say it.
Adrell.
Sweet A Drell. Dude is, like you said, I mean, he is energy incarnate. That man has such a fire view on the world. Seriously, I mean, obviously he takes the role as my, I feel like my older brother a lot because of the closeness of our rooms, but also the just the living with him and like sharing a bathroom and that whole vibe. And seriously has been a huge influence on my entire life. I
Oh,
fucking
man.
love this guy. I love how deep we're going into all these because I feel like we should on the season finale. You know what I mean? Because we're going into a new season. We deserve to kind of go into it.
On the highest note, right?
Yeah, on the highest note possible.
Given,
That's what I mean.
you know, the people who really have shown us
Right.
love and support all this time and from the beginning.
All the support.
All these feats about a year, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it makes me really happy that we aren't celebrating these alone. We have this amazing group of people.
I
who have,
agree.
been here the entire time, man.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you.
I'm with it, man.
Me too, man.
So speaking of amazing and sweet, is Queen Kendi.
Queen Kendi,
Queen Kendi in the living room
who's sitting
now.
out right now.
So patient.
Right.
I think she's doing some collage.
She's
stuff on the other
she's
side.
enjoying herself then.
Yeah.
So she'll be fine.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. She's very self-sufficient, I would say. But
Oh yeah.
I am hogging up the room with Joshy, which
That's
means
right.
she cannot sleep yet.
Can't sleep,
And
which
it
is it is getting later.
It is. It is actually
It's
1:22.
1:22.
Yes, sir.
Boy.
Sorry, Kenny. All right, we got Donald Duck.
That's
in
right,
the
baby.
house. That's right, man.
Big Donald Duck.
Big Donald
No matter
Duck.
how long it takes for us to know who you are, it does not matter.
We will find you.
We will, but we love you no matter what.
We do.
That's what we'll say.
We do, man. And Mama Annie, all the shout outs.
Huge.
Really just giving off everything, all the awesome vibes Joshua gives off about his father. It's all echoed, not to cop out at all, because truly, Mama Annie has been going through it the last few years with her job.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's finally about to be done. Without saying too much,
I mean,
it is legal stuff, so I can't really say anything to be honest, because it's pretty fucked up. But she just has such a heart for kids and for people, and hearing the things that has really just the abuse that's happened to her from just people you just wouldn't expect it to, right? And just
heartbreaking, man.
It sucks, man. It sucks because my mom has been my rock my entire growing up. I know you know what that's like.
Of course, man.
And held the family really together. At times where my dad had to travel out for work, and I just always was really a mama's boy, right?
Yeah.
Up to my mom, and
for sure.
Seeing her so discouraged and broken for this extended period of time, it's not like her.
Heartbreaking.
She was never like this, right? I looked up to my mom, and she's a huge part of who I am today.
Right.
So
I'm the same way.
Breaks my heart. She's if I could ask for prayer for her, that'd be amazing. Something that's been in my heart. Every
Beautiful.
night. So but she, through it all, has never ever once made me, and I know Jack and all my siblings, not made us feel supported or loved or anything.
I also will say, I've had the pleasure of getting to see her a good couple of times, and she has been nothing but genuinely a bright, wonderful woman.
She is.
That seems to really, really love her kids in a beautiful way, and grandkids in a beautiful way that, you know what, we have to acknowledge. How wonderful and beautiful that is.
So grateful for her, because I'm incredibly blessed. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely.
Joshy, that wraps our gold tier sponsors.
That's right, buddy.
Probably the longest gold tier sponsor section.
We've
ever done.
It's the finale, baby. We got to go into it.
That was
That's how we do it.
Beautiful.
That's right, buddy.
My man. You know what that's from?
BEA beautiful.
BEAUtiful. Do not look it up.
I'm looking it up.
No.
I remember.
You don't know. It's Bruce Almighty.
Oh, is it now?
It is.
Bruce Almighty.
Almighty. Jim
Bruce
Carrey,
Almighty.
bro. At
Jim
his
Carrey.
finest. That is a really funny movie.
That's right, baby.
I will tell you what. Joshy, we have arrived at what is our main topic today. And as we like to say, let's kick off the show.
Let's kick this shit off,
because
man.
we're just merging the two sections together. It's time to tackle.
Let's tackle
the headlines this week.
So yeah.
You got the song down.
I was gonna say. Yeah. So
here's
should we do a special?
We do a smooth.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm gonna do the background, and then you come in. We're gonna keep the jam going.
Newsflash, really got some newsflash,
newsflash, we got a little bit of newsflash, flash, bang, bang, around, dig it down. News. That was beautiful. I like that. I like that. That was perfect.
That was no. We honestly,
I feel like that was kind of
for our vocal instruments. I feel like we went pretty hard. Yeah. I'm down for another jam session sometime.
Oh, we have to.
No, that was great.
We should probably do this every time.
Joshua, by the way, is the best person at impersonations. I'm giving you the award.
Me?
Yeah. Close second is Dorian.
I was gonna say over Dorian.
Well, Dorian has crazy good posture and body.
His body impersonations beat
but your
anything.
Vocal measurement of impersonations is true, and even accent, right?
Yeah,
I'm like, wow, dude, have you studied all these fucking accents? What the hell? Where'd you pull this out from?
Oh shit.
So I don't know if you're just a good copycat or what.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's commendable.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, dude.
It's
you'll definitely be jamming more.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun thing to mimic.
Oh yeah,
is
I think it's a
instruments.
part of really good comedy.
And I also agree. It's
Yeah.
a fun thing to just create shit with your mouth. Like, remember when me and Dorian were just like losing our minds during pregame? And we were just laughing so hard because I made like a
Yeah.
like sound. It was like a perfect like ketchup bottle or something.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry for that. But
No,
that
it's
shit-
perfect.
It was like the most perfect ketchup bottle sound you could ever fucking hear, and I just did it on a whim. It was like random. It was like I could not do it again. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
To hear the
I'm so sorry.
extremely realistic.
Oh my gosh,
Dude, what the hell? Can I just interject?
Talk to me.
To start off the news flash,
Yes.
we got to have our patch notes and forecast,
Oh, yes.
right? So I looked at the forecast.
Okay.
And 2 days ago,
Yes.
the high all week was under 100. Who came in and cursed monsoon season?
Honestly,
Okay, because
only
now,
gonna get worse.
now it's like 105 average, 106
yeah.
every day for 2 weeks.
No, exactly.
Okay, hopeful. We are almost
It's-
to fall, baby.
It's gonna get better.
okay, yes.
Except it was really rough last year. However,
Yeah, but we
it
have a
got
104
better.
high.
Yes,
Yes,
got
it
better.
did.
And I
This summer's
cannot
been
wait.
way better.
I cannot wait to not have a fan running while I sleep.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
gonna be so
No, I'm
nice,
with you.
dude.
I can't
A
wait for a
quiet
better
sleep.
electricity bill.
Oh my god!
I'm not gonna lie.
My wallet can't wait for it.
Oh my goodness,
right.
Joshy. Our
Okay.
patch notes. This is the
Yes, the-
season
the-
finale of season 3. We
That's
will
right.
be debuting season 4 with our second episode
That's right.
of our mini series within the Flash Rose podcast, which is flashbacks.
That's right.
Be recapping all we've talked
I'm
about
yawning too much.
since coming back from vacation. Yeah, it's alright. I honestly, if I feel the urge to yawn, and I am fighting fatigue, I will fight it and it will go away, and I like don't feel as tired.
I feel like with yawning, the first couple don't make me tired, and then it continues. It like snowballs.
It's the chain.
It's the chain of
Yeah.
like you just have to like I don't know. The first couple I'm just like I'm just yawning, but then it'll keep going, and then that's when the fatigue like shoots in.
I see.
But
I see.
anyway,
You know what I just realized?
what did you realize?
Season 4
Yes,
means new music.
that's right. A new intro. I wish we could.
excited.
I wish I could have worked on some artwork too. I would love to.
There is time.
There is time.
There is time.
That's right.
We will actually talk more about that after cast. I'm thinking postcast. Ooh,
Is that
I like
right?
Yeah, even tomorrow if you're free.
Oh shit.
Because I'm gonna be doing a lot of work on
Yeah.
DLC and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. I'm gonna keep hush hush. Okay?
Yeah.
Joshy, let's dive into the news as we started a few episodes ago. Joshy is leading as our anchor co-host.
As I have been
Our
since
anchor.
the last couple.
Oh, I like that.
Ooh, our
You're
anchor.
our anchor.
Genius,
Bro.
Genius.
My anchor, my co-host, it's Josh.
Can I do an
Station.
impression real
Can
quick?
we say it's the Joshimation Station?
The Joshimation Station. Let's do it. Let's say this is the Josh
Oh, we're
Nation.
tuning in.
Joshimation News Station. News flash.
Joshimation.
And I'm gonna do an impression. And welcome back to the morning news. This is Joshimation for the Joshimation Station. I'll be your host this evening, and we'll be able to go through what we've got planned for the rest of the night. Now, I want to talk about a couple different articles. First thing I want to report on, which is something very close to my heart, and something that I've been advocating for that I think was incredible. Not even advocating for. I don't know the right word that I'm looking for, but the One Piece live action filming obviously had started a couple months ago.
It did.
For season 2.
Yes.
Filming is done. Announcements for the casting for some really big characters have been announced. So the next Straw Hat to join Nefertari Vivi is kind of like this central character in these next couple of arcs, has been casted, including her father.
Oh, this is what character?
Her name is Vivi.
Vivi.
She's a very complicated kind of character in it because she's a straw hat that kind of it's so fascinating. She's a straw hat who is joins the crew and kind of she's like a princess, so she has to take care of her kingdom, and so she is a straw hat, but she does leave the crew kind of. But they don't. It's not like she leaves the crew.
Sure.
She's just a
like Bond-esque. Like Bond kind of does his own thing.
No, it's
back.
really complicated. It's like she's a princess. The whole reason she needs the help of the Straw Hats, which is like arcs before. She's with them for a long time. She joins before like Chopper does. You probably heard of Chopper before.
Chopper's
right?
the little mascot.
Little reindeer guy. Yeah. So she's been casted.
Okay.
And her name is Charithra. Chandra. I'm so sorry for fucking that up. Charithra. Charithra. Help me with that.
Wait,
Chandra.
Charithra.
Carithra? That's totally possible.
Carithra?
But it's very exciting. She she looks like she's gonna be a great. I saw her like not her audition tape, but she like was announcing that she was in it. She looks like she has really good charisma in the way that Phoebe does. And if you want to see, that's what she kind of looks like right there. You see that?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's very pretty. Very pretty. That's what I'll say. She looks like a princess. That's what I'll say.
She does. She
So
looks like a
a lot
princess.
of other people,
Yeah.
low key. So that's what Alabasta is kind of based around. It's like
Oh,
Arabian.
okay.
That's kind of the style to it. So it's very exciting. It's gonna be an awesome next arc of
So
television.
this is exciting. Okay.
Very exciting. A lot of other
excite.
people were announced, but I thought she was important to note because she's going to be one of the central main characters. And I love the One Piece live action. I think it's really good. I'm going to move on to another thing that I'm also passionate about. An announcement from, what is it called? Mappa is that not a new film will be animated, but they're turning my favorite arc into a movie that will be getting a worldwide release in movie theaters, Hidden Inventory, which I've talked a lot about, kind of the arc of Gojo as a young kid. They're
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 completely missed
they're
which
putting
anime this was.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
was
Did I
like,
not say Jujutsu Kaisen?
I don't think so.
Fuck. Well,
I'm like, what?
Anyway,
What arc?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Got it.
Hidden Inventory.
The second
Season
season,
2.
right?
Yeah, I recommend this one first. I constantly recommend this first.
This is the prequel.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a prequel, and I think most people should start with this one and then watch JJK Zero, then watch the first season, then finish the second season. It is the best
What's Zero?
setup. Zero is the original movie that came out in theaters. Did you see that one at all, or no? No. Well, it's a part of my watch list. It's
Okay.
a 1-year prequel to the original series that was originally written before the original series started. So the main character is literally a different main character who is they talk about a lot in the first season, other than Itadori. But anyway, that's JJK Zero. So we're gonna have 2 movies on our hands here, which is gonna be so much easier because I'm gonna tell people watch Hidden Inventory, the movie. I hope once it's out of theaters, they can bring it to Crunchyroll too. That'd be kind of fun. Because you know how they have like Mugen Train and stuff, whenever they have like a movie, quote unquote.
Yeah, they have like all the anime movies.
They got
Crunchy,
basically
right?
all of them, yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
that's
Besides like Ghibli and stuff. But very cool. 2025 release. Theaters in 2025. We don't have any other information. But except for 2025. Pretty cool stuff. And I'm pretty excited about that. This one is very exciting.
Okay.
Because obviously we just experienced the passing of Akira Toriyama.
Oh.
No,
yes.
Akira Toriyama. Who
Oh, is that your leg?
that was my leg. Whoa. So sweet. We should play footsies underneath the table.
It's
bro.
true. We
That'd be
face each other.
Yeah. So that's what we.
Yeah.
And it's like a real close setup.
Yeah,
also.
it's pretty intimate.
Have you seen like other podcasts or like sometimes pretty far away?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Actually, I think I already know the dream setup is going to be 3 small arms. So like a tiny arm like this.
Oh, yeah.
And it's these mics.
Oh, yeah.
So I have one right here pointing at me.
Yeah.
You have one pointing at you.
Yeah.
One right here.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
think it's awesome.
Yeah, so I've looked at like a few setups because I wanted this vibe. I didn't want the Joe Rogan in a cage vibe.
Oh, I'm so.
You know what I mean?
No, I do. Anyway, super excited. No, before I got violated in my feet, before my legs were stroked.
They're giving out, bro.
They are. Some exciting news for Dragon Ball fans. So the Dragon Ball Super manga will return soon. And this is not anything crazy because the Dragon Ball Super manga has been being drawn by a mangaka named Toyotaro.
Okay.
Who is kind of Akira Toriyama's like I don't want to say disciple. Protege, yeah. I mean, no, maybe not protege. Like
yeah. Right?
Yeah, I guess
like
so.
Padawan?
Yeah, Padawan. I like that. It's his Padawan. And it's
Apprentice.
Funny. Apprentice. That's exactly what I was going to say. And he confirmed in an interview recently that Super is not over and he will continue to draw the manga and to be tuning in because the manga should be returning soon, is what he said.
Question.
Yes,
this
answer.
guy doesn't know like where Akira was going to be taking the end, right?
The story of Super, I think, was they had most of the things written out. So they had the way they would do Super usually was Akira Toriyama would sketch it and kind of like map out the way the scenes would go, and then Toyotaro would draw the actual manga.
Okay.
And kind of like which one of the coolest things that I thought was kind of beautiful. Akira Toriyama's favorite character was Piccolo. You probably heard that name before. Yeah.
I had a Piccolo in the fridge earlier.
Oh, yeah. Delicious on a sandwich.
Oh, my gosh. Even just on its own.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I could kill a Piccolo.
Classic dill.
That's right. A dill Piccolo. I love those. But anyway, it was Toriyama's favorite character, and his last sketch before his passing was of Piccolo saying goodbye to Gohan before he left. And so his last picture is Piccolo, his favorite character, saying goodbye.
Wow.
And kind of just a beautiful idea. So there's sketches, there's plans, there's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Super was not supposed to be done. And I promise, if there's anyone who knows where the story's going, it's the artist Toyotaro. So just exciting news for Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah.
Still a tragic situation, but
no, it's cool. Like I'll even say,
beautiful,
I think we'll touch on this in Indie Direct, but they showed off more gameplay of
for
Dragon Quest
3,
right? Which also is Akira Toriyama's,
right?
Really,
one of his early
game,
right?
Projects. His baby video game projects.
That's right.
Whatever.
That's right.
So, how the direction is going on that game, I think he would be really. I loved what I saw.
I love that. I think you know, I'm a Christian man. I think he's looking down. I think he's enjoying everything.
That's what I'm saying.
I think I think there is a level of respect that I think everyone's holding everything that Toriyama has messed with. In the same way that we were hanging out with Yoel and Reese before this, and I think it was Yoel who was like, they're never gonna fucking remaster Chrono Trigger.
I know.
We're like, no, dude, it's gonna happen.
It's cooking.
And guess what? Especially, you know, knowing with how much they're giving respect to Dragon Quest, the fact that
now I bet you anything they feel probably they have to give it even more.
Give us some love.
Honor.
Oh my gosh, it was another project of
Akira
Toriyama.
Come on now, man.
Yeah, so really cool stuff. Really happy news.
Yeah.
You know, when is it that a man dies? You know, is it when people forget him? Real question.
What is real?
What is real? Fun stuff. All fun stuff.
Yeah.
Are you ready for some wild stuff?
I'm buckled.
Okay. I cannot wait to talk to you about this. I've been itching. I don't know if you saw this, but if not, you and I have not talked about this at all. The Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
The Sonic the Hedgehog official YouTube channel has dropped.
This up because I pulled this up.
Did you?
As well.
Okay. Did you watch it yet?
I did not.
Let's watch it.
Yeah.
I think we should, and then we'll talk about it.
It's 3 minutes.
I was going to say, it's 3 minutes. This was 19 hours ago.
Okay.
So this is some fresh news by
fresh
recording.
meat, baby.
This is Get it?
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
Yeah, okay.
Come on.
All right, Joshy. Disgusting. That was disgusting.
Insane.
That is a great trailer.
Such a good trailer.
I don't know about you, but it brought forth also my favorite duo in the entire movie series.
Oh, yeah.
Sonic. Yeah.
The
Robotnik.
Eggman's assistant. Yeah. So funny.
When I see his face,
It's so funny.
They have the best interactions and one-liners.
They just have
And honestly, I don't know if you get this vibe, but the rest of the humor is not good.
Yeah.
It's like cheesy, but it
cheesy.
fits, right?
Yeah,
Like, I don't
yeah.
know how good, dude.
I don't mind,
But
yeah.
There's something about
It's, you know what it is? It's Jim Carrey. He can work with anything. He is such a funny actor. Like, his comedic timing is genius.
unreal. It's
Seriously.
unreal. And but his apprentice too. This is not just a one man.
No, exactly.
Right?
No,
He's
he
not-
does so
His
good.
apprentice is like he makes me laugh out fucking
Yeah.
loud, dude.
Yeah,
it's
genuinely.
so good. So this looks.
What was his name? Like Rock or something?
Wait,
What was it?
Rock?
Yeah.
Is it Rock? Stone.
Stone. Yeah, yeah. That's
Stone.
what it is. Yeah.
Stone.
Stone. Yeah, yeah.
Agent Stone.
Agent Stone. That's what it is.
All right.
So
yeah.
funny.
No, that's comical. This looks peak.
I genuinely think this looks incredible. The thing that got me the most excited, obviously, we're in the year of Shadow the Hedgehog, apparently.
We're
coming up on it, maybe. Depending on when this comes out.
And
Actually, I
like,
don't remember.
you know, in a justified way. Okay,
Oh,
this
for
is
sure.
Not like
Well, Sonic
Shadow the Hedgehog
yeah.
2.
No, Sonic Shadow Generations looks insane. This looks insane. Chaos, like seeing him fight with Chaos Control, they have done so much respect to Shadow because
completely agree.
Shadow's story is a tragedy, and you see those elements to his backstory. You saw Maria. You saw what's Eggman's grandfather's name?
Dr. Gerald.
Or is that his
Robotnik.
father?
It's his grandfather.
Grandfather, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dr.
Seeing
Gerald
those things is wild to me. Like
yeah.
genuinely,
No, it's
some of the craziest
I'm
stuff.
so interested because I didn't see any part of this lore that was really overlapping with the video game. With
Yes.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes.
I didn't really see lore overlap. I saw nostalgic throwbacks. When they're on top in the helicopter and he's looking down the night city, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's like the iconic
like the
Shadow
shot,
the
yeah.
Hedgehog, right thing.
Yeah.
But everything else.
I wish he shot a gun, dude. That'd be pretty lit.
I know.
That should've,
They probably very intentionally didn't put shooting guns, but I bet it's gonna be in there, right?
There has to be one part where he gets a
Gotta
gun.
be. Yeah,
But,
he's gotta
uh,
at least hold it, right?
He did the run. He did like the shoes look so sick. Everything
Chaos
about Shadow, that model, everything looks peak.
It looks
like
peak,
it's
bro.
literally like the and also, did you recognize his voice actor?
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves, bro.
Fucking Keanu Reeves, bro. Got John Wick to voice Shadow. That's so insane.
No, in what world?
What world?
You know?
Genuinely.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely wild.
Crazy.
Absolutely wild. All right.
I loved it.
Well, Joshy, what the seatbelt's going back on.
Yes. I have
Buckle
one
down.
last thing. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I genuinely can't believe this. I don't know. You probably saw some stuff about this. I don't know.
Did I?
And I don't like going into like really real world politics. This is not that, but it does have to do with a little bit of the Justice Department.
That's you, bro.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what happened. Forgive me, Lord. Okay, I'm gonna read this for you.
I'm like, we're here.
We're here, baby.
We're here, baby.
All right. This is wild. The U.S. said to consider a breakup of Google to address search monopoly. Search monopoly. Have you heard of this?
No.
The Justice Department and state attorney generals are discussing various scenarios to remedy Google's dominance in online search, including a breakup of the company. They have deemed Google a monopoly because the truth is, it kind of is. We're talking search. They're addressing the search monopoly. It has a monopoly on the idea of being a search engine. It's built into basically every single computer that we have, right?
Yeah.
And there is not really room for any other advertisements or anything else that would be the way something is shown to you unless it's Google. Google has the full control on that. And the true thing about America that obviously is a pretty important part of big companies is making sure monopolies do not happen. Because once one company has control in the amount of ads you are seeing, including YouTube, including the search engine that you use, the things that are recommended, that's when we have actual trouble, or at least that's how the Justice Department sees it. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. Google was found last week. This was August 13th, last week. 2024. Google was found last week to have violated antitrust law by illegally maintaining a monopoly in internet search. Now discussions over how to fix those violations have begun, which is crazy. That is genuinely...
I'm so curious what the what's the tip off here of the illegal activity, like this evasion.
It would be so it's
in the monopoly. Like I'm really just curious.
It's truly what the Justice Department declares is a monopoly itself. And so in this scenario, what's your question? Because I want to see if we can.
I'm just I think the article is probably going to answer because I'm just very curious.
I think this next part might might answer it.
I'm hooked.
Seriously crazy, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. My head's kind of spinning. I want to like dissect it really after you get through everything. But my head is going crazy.
Yeah, let me read this, man.
This is out of nowhere.
Yeah. Justice Department officials are considering what remedies to ask a federal judge to order against the search giant, said three people with knowledge of the deliberations involving the agency and state attorney generals who helped to bring the case. They are discussing various proposals, including breaking off parts of Google, such as its Chrome browser or Android smartphone operating system, two of the people said. Which, are you still with me?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Huge.
That's That's not just like, okay, we're going to knock off like 10%.
Right.
Like, okay, no, we're going to take away or separate these massive branches of Google. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, this next part I want to read too because I think this is fascinating.
Okay. Yeah.
Other scenarios under consideration include forcing Google to make its data available to rivals. So or mandating that it abandon deals that made its search engine the default option on devices like the iPhone, said the people. Who basically declined to be identified because the process is confidential. So we didn't actually hear, or we can't know who said that yet. But that is the idea of what could be happening in the justice system. You boot up a fresh iPhone and go to Safari, it will pull up Google. That's what the search engine is built into Safari. It's Google. Right.
I mean, I always turn it into Google myself. So,
well,
I'm a big Google.
Even if it's, I was going to say, even if it's not, everyone uses Google. Okay. But there are deals like that with iPhone and other operating systems and PCs.
Do you remember like 2 years ago
that are based in Google?
And their marketing was going crazy trying to compete?
Oh, trying their best.
Well, I remember an article coming out saying basically it wasn't even astronomically close.
No, not even Google close at all.
Had overwhelming majority. Even after all the marketing.
Absolutely. And the craziest part is everything you access through the search engine itself does choose what it shows you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Not everything is available through the internet, right? And so Google having the ability to choose what it shows you, what it recommends to you, the ads that are shown on your page is massive. It is massive. Huge, bigger than I think we can even comprehend right now. Where you're
agree.
Well, yeah, I mean, it might start with, I'd make sure Google's on there no matter what. Most of the time, Google is. It's the same thing with any kind of internet operating system that goes on a PS5 or any kind of console that use that kind of thing. Hell, the 3DS, you pull up the internet, you would have to search through Google.
Yeah,
that's how internet access is done. Google is not the government. It is not the internet. It is a company that exists. And therefore, the laws that exist to keep companies from holding too much power over our government, over our people, and over the media that we consume need to be in check. And that's just a part of the way that the justice system works. A company does not choose what everyone sees. That should never be a thing.
No.
You know, you could even question a government shouldn't be doing that, but that's not here nor there. You know what I mean? So that idea, once I read this and once I was just diving into this, it genuinely blew my mind, because the truth is, this is exactly what Google is. Google has every single foot. Bro. It is an empire bigger than you and I could even comprehend. This is a daily part of life. The word Google is a verb now. It's not just a. It's a.
Oh, I googled it.
No, I googled it. Yeah, exactly. It's not. No, I didn't look it up. It's Google it. Check it out. You know what I mean?
Right. It's the Kleenex.
That's about. It is. But that is. Imagine if at every store, at every place where there was a tissue box, it was a Kleenex, and it made sure of that because of its deal with iPhone or its deal with, whatever operating system you're running through. That is crazy to me. It really is crazy to hear this kind of stuff. But
I think I'm not as surprised at maybe it's a wake up call is how I'm looking at it to like the state of it, because this is all like been known for a while, and I also think this is like history does repeat itself. Lot, right?
Yeah.
So antitrust laws have been around for ages.
This is not a new thing.
This is not a new thing.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago that this whole conversation was about Coke and Pepsi.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And
with a monopoly
Marlboro,
on
right?
yes, exactly.
Like
a monopoly on
like
yes.
Like these wherever like they just get control over like too much or all of the market. Right?
The market. When you have yes.
I see where you're coming from really with the heart of this though. What makes this different from everything else is that we live in the age of technology now, and we're not going back.
No.
And this monopoly that Google has, right? That really no one else is touching. Not to this level.
No, not at all.
Because like I'm also going to like I'm like wow, like when you really do think about it, when you stop looking through the lens of granted, take it for granted, right?
Totally.
It's like Gmail, Google Sheets, all the programs I use are
my
run by
Gmail.
Google. Everything is connected through Google. I mean, I want to be real. Through the age of technology, I personally did not really like full conspiracy theory. Everyone's listening to everything. However, I thought maybe it was smart to be careful with the companies I select to share my data with.
Absolutely.
And I opted to get rid of the I had like the Google the voice one that's just like
Alexa.
Yeah, just like that. Is that? No, that's Amazon. But
but you used to have Alexa.
Was it called the Echo?
The Echo. Google. Wait.
No, that's. I can't remember. Well, regardless.
Google
Home.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
But it had a name, did it? Oh, it was like OK Google.
Yes,
that's what you said.
That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So I used to have one, and I kind of like was like, I don't know. I feel like of all the companies, to be careful with, it's Google, right?
For sure.
Then there was that big story that came out around that time, but it was years ago, about how 23andMe, gathering everyone's DNA, was related to, or like the wife of, the guy who owns Google.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
No, and that's when we start getting into the idea of monopolies.
Yes.
That idea of too much of a
serious monopoly. Yeah.
That's huge. The idea when it gets to a point where you don't even realize it's a monopoly. That's when you have an issue. Is when and you know what? I think Disney's going to be in some trouble sometime soon in the entertainment district.
It's already been happening. I mean, I think it's getting worse.
When you're looking at movies and there's basically like A24 is the only other movies that are coming out that aren't a Disney product. When you have Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, all these massive, huge brands that are all under one umbrella, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, how much until this is a monopoly, until like we're getting to that degree. Obviously something to think about. I want to read this part,
especially
because I find this really interesting.
Yeah, okay. Say like in the creative department,
please.
I think it's that's even a whole nother conversation because
Tough one.
it's tough, but it's kind of the basis of what we've talked about a lot, which is competition's good. So if
true.
the only competition is yourself and it's your standards,
Right.
Even under a loose umbrella of freedom for a studio, right? Like it's still under, oh, nope, but this is corporate. So we have these standards.
Totally.
When you need other companies and other leadership that has different standards. You
I
need
agree.
it, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's what creates change and what good change,
and especially just in the creative field,
right?
So
I agree.
But this is data. This is
it's
huge.
strange. That's
This
why
is like
even
an
just
interconnected
the
web.
search monopoly.
That's the
I've never
internet.
even thought about that.
I've never thought about
So
this, bro.
is why I was like, dude, we could talk about this the entire time.
Yeah.
I want to read this real quick.
I'm still jumbled.
It really is jumbling.
Yeah.
When I first read it, I was like, how is this actually happening?
Yeah.
How is this actually something that's real?
Yeah. Please finish the article.
I'm just going to read this part that I'm really, I just think this is fascinating. Last week's ruling that Google was a monopolist, monopolistic? No, it just says monopolist.
Okay.
Monopolist was a landmark antitrust decision raising serious questions about the power of tech giants in the modern internet era. Absolutely. They start listing Apple, Amazon, and Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, also face antitrust cases. Google is scheduled to go on trial in another antitrust case, this one over ad technology. That's what I was just talking about those ads being showed to you. That's the only company that chooses to show you. That's next month. Any remedies in Google's search case are likely to reverberate and influence that broader landscape. So we're talking Apple, Amazon, Meta, big companies like that have huge control over the ads that you're seeing. Like that's some of the biggest. I mean, some people only use Apple products, only shop on Amazon, or only have social media like Facebook and Instagram. That's some of the only ads you see in your daily life, right?
No, dude.
And
I'd say most ads,
if not most,
is literally Google ads.
Absolutely. You can talk about YouTube ads or whatever the hell you're listening to. And you know what? I'm in the Google circle hard because I use YouTube Music, which is massive, and I also use YouTube constantly. That is the source of most things that I consume, to be honest with you, nowadays, especially with Xenosaga, how good it is.
And isn't it crazy still after all this time, YouTube really is the only baseline multimedia video platform.
There's no other.
There's no one even close.
What else do you
just like search engines, just like ads.
YouTube is a part of Google's monopoly. That's the thing.
YouTube is what Meta wants to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh wait, YouTube, is that what I said? I meant Google.
You said YouTube. Oh, you meant Google. Yeah.
Yeah, is what I meant.
But YouTube is a part of Google. Wow, this is so. It's genuinely so.
Else, from the article?
It's a pretty long article, but it's honestly just kind of the
rehash.
The statistics of kind of just when it happened. August 5th is when it first started. It's very interesting. I will say I am not ever. I'm anti big company. I always have been, and that's because I am not big. I'm a small guy, right? Mm-hmm. I don't hold power or stake.
No one needs that much power.
No one does. What is it that Jesus Christ himself said? It's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than a rich man to get into heaven. That's the words of Jesus Christ. I want to find that quote.
No, I know exactly.
You know which one I'm talking about?
It's a verse.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Look up that
I'm
verse.
looking for it right now.
That's crazy.
For a camel, I found
write
it.
it down, actually.
Matthew 19:24. Again, I tell you, this is words from Jesus. It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God.
Wow.
That is profound, because what does that say about our society, of this idea that you are not supposed to be based that much higher than your fellow man, or even the idea of that one I read, I think it was a couple pre-games ago, about the giving to the needy. That idea of when there is someone in need, you give to them, and your wealth is not to be accumulated, but to spread and
definitely.
to help those. That's what Jesus stood for.
Right.
That's a Christian belief.
Right.
And it's so hilarious
it's morality,
that no,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious that we have those things like Amazon, Apple, Meta, really, really huge monopolies on the system. And for what? Things are getting more expensive. Phones are getting more expensive. Apple is getting more expensive. Ads, there's ways to upgrade your Gmail. Got to get more room for that.
Yes.
There's ways to get rid of ads with YouTube Premium and YouTube Music, and there's this hand in everywhere.
Well, think of
and
it-
where does that go? Where does that go
Yeah,
to?
dude. My head is going to two things.
More
right now.
rich men, like more people
Did you
to have money.
Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
First and
Oh,
foremost, and I think most
of course.
people know that.
Yeah.
Who's listened to the podcast.
Yeah, of
like
course.
just your 99% of people know what you're saying is true.
Absolutely.
So the crazy thing about this whole scenario, it's bringing me to two things.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now. It's Steins Gate. Okay.
Oh yeah. Wow.
With lore wise.
Sure.
Have you seen it? I forgot.
I haven't, but I really want to.
Okay, I'll give you.
So don't
tidbit. I will
spoil
not
too-
spoil.
yeah,
I
don't
will not
spoil.
spoil. Okay, I promise, because I couldn't anyway. It's way too complex and deep for me to spoil.
see.
It's fascinating.
Okay.
But there's a central theme of it that
yeah.
follows suit. I think you know what I'm talking about. It's like a tech giant kind of taking over the world, right?
Sure.
And the second thing really is actually I'll get to that in a sec. So with Steins Gate, it's this central idea of it's set up in modern everyday world. I think it's literally in the year that the game came out, which is
Right.
2005, 6, something like that.
Sure.
And so it's referencing modern times and
Right.
everything looks real. And this guy is just kind of loopy. The main character, he's kind of loopy in his head that he's some mad scientist, and he knows the government's watching. He knows maybe not the government, but the shadow society. I don't know, right?
Something, yeah.
Maybe, and he just has a strong urge. It's a tech company.
Wow.
Okay, it's this big tech company.
Yeah.
He just knows they're around here somewhere. Okay, go down the lore of the story. Eventually, they show themselves and they really are there, right? And it kind of, I was literally playing even the game and going through a moment being like, oh, he wasn't
Crazy.
imagining it, right? This is real. And in a lot of ways, there's a lot of parallels you can take
Very fascinating.
from this anime, from this game, into your real life and being oh wow,
right.
maybe actually I'm not paying attention.
Maybe,
enough, right?
yeah.
And so getting to the tech part out of the story is that this tech company just got too big. This
right.
tech company in the lore, it takes a multiverse approach to time travel, okay? But in several bad multiverses in this world, this tech company is the rulers in a dictatorship world. Not beyond dictatorship, it's a dystopian world.
I was gonna say Skynet, but Skynet's more AI.
Yeah,
right.
but kind of think that.
It's
right?
kind of
it's
Amazon,
it's human run, so it's not an idea of AI I've taken over.
Right.
But it's just that tech.
Right.
We reached a new era, and the tech companies that got too much power, they were ignored by the government, and they ended up overthrowing
and
the
that's
government.
that's I mean, such a real thing. I know that sounds like such a fascinating story, but the true greed of a human is something can keep growing until it even collapses upon itself or takes everything out with it. That idea that Google would rule the world if they could, if that means infinite money coming in through the pockets of man, that would be something they would do.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I always tell you, I mean, it's don't love big companies. Big companies are not your friend. And it's similar with I'm not going to say similar, but we talked about this a long time ago. AAA games. We talked about how
exactly like that. Bro.
This idea that a massive corporation is in this sense shitting out garbage, right? In the example of AAA games, shitting out garbage, and I'm not saying just the ones I hate, like fucking Ubisoft or
No.
whatever, the newest Assassin's Creed. Pokemon does it too. Like truly not putting a bunch of polish in the most popular game series on the planet because people will pay for it because of your brand is scummy. And that's, Pokemon Company is not really your friend. You know what I mean?
I do.
And I'm not trying to say that,
it's
Pal World is your best friend or anything, but there is something realer about an indie studio, even with what I've seen with this newest update to Pal World, just using Pokemon Company and Pocket Pair as an example.
Right.
There is
in the way you should, right?
In the way you
Imagine,
should. Example.
Two companies.
Exactly. Two companies that can release the exact same style of product. That's the craziest part.
No, it is crazy.
Is that both of these companies could release something that you can play with a controller or with a mouse or however you end up playing it. It's the same media.
It is.
But one just has the almost that it's the best example I can think of is Pokemon Company, because if which they never did sue or they never got anything. If you try to claim that Pocket Pair or Pal World is in some way copying Pokemon for what they're doing, that is enough evidence for me to say, yeah, Pokemon has a monopoly on the creature catching.
Dude, absolutely.
Right?
That's not like brainwashing.
Exactly.
Right? Of reality.
And that's the thing of Google of you're going to try and claim this isn't a monopoly.
Right.
Go play a creature catching game in 2023. Seriously, your options are Pokemon or garbage or a really bad game, a ripoff, something that is not so much fun.
Yeah.
Truly, even like Yokai Watch, it just, even with the backing of Nintendo, just did not hit the way Pokemon did. It doesn't hit the way Pokemon does. And you know what? Pokemon did not invent monsters. Pokemon did not invent a cartoony style for cool monsters that you can capture. No. That is
all
not
the grounds that people were coming out of the world about.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, none of,
of being a copy.
Is a
no,
Pokemon original thing.
That has nothing to do with Power World. And guess what? I can recognize that it's clearly that style's inspired.
Right.
But what does that have to do with anything?
Well, Joshy, this brings me to I thought of another thing too.
Yeah.
I don't know how you grew up with advertisement, okay? But I vividly remember growing up without a computer, growing up with, not even DirecTV. I think it was literally Dish Network, right? And even before that, it was cable, and there was always advertisements. I grew up watching SpongeBob a lot, right?
Me too.
We
talked about this pregame.
Teen Nick, all this, yeah.
Yes, sir.
So all these ads, I mean, the memes I grew up with as a child before memes were on the internet,
right?
Because there wasn't the internet, really.
Right.
Was we were memeing on the commercials all the time, right? Like that was the jokes between me and my friends at school. We'd go to school and we'd always you quote something funny and you're like, it's from that fucking commercial,
I do that same thing. I still do 1 to 3. How many looks does it take to get to the center of the pussy pop? The world may never know.
Yeah, you fucking know, bro. So, okay, what if?
Yeah.
How different would that be? Did you ever notice that? How many of those commercials are run by the same company? Not a lot.
No. I mean,
you would see reruns.
You could
of commercials.
Yeah.
You might even see a different version, an update on the commercial. Same product. Okay.
Right.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
This goes across the board. This is car insurance.
Yes.
This is like they're selling you a product. This is like 1995 shipping and handling.
Right.
All of these things took place when you watch TV.
That's right.
Which at the time was the biggest source of kind of commercialized entertainment digitally. Okay.
Digital
before the internet age, right? So we're evolving with the time. So now, I just remember being a kid. I remember literally thinking in high school when I was about to get my first smartphone.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I don't have to watch TV anymore.
That's right.
I don't have ads anymore.
I have.
Guess what?
Sorry, buddy.
Ads, just like everything else, evolved with the world.
Ads will.
Step in Google, right? Who really kind of, to their credit, to their respect, the conversation, I think where my heart was at, right, when you brought this up is like, I want to defend them because I've always, I've used them.
You have
I'm
had
a
nothing
fan.
but Google.
Google is embedded in my life, in a lot of my digital life. But maybe I'm too comfortable, right?
That's the truth.
The questions need to be raised, right? In okay, you have this much loyalty to Google, right? If you would really sit down and analyze, is that smart? Because then my second, really, my probably closing thought here, Joshy, is what would happen then to your life personally?
Right.
You at home, okay?
Everyone
if suddenly Google is offline tomorrow.
Doesn't work.
Just all of Google.
Doesn't work.
Do you realize how much of your life would be affected?
Do you understand at that point, even when you're thinking about that, the scale of Google? Can you accurately, genuinely say that you know what would happen? You would not be.
That would be, in my opinion, Joshy,
catastrophic.
it would be catastrophic.
It would be
what would be an
Y2K,
internet
Yeah.
meltdown.
It would.
And that's crazy you say
Yeah.
internet meltdown, Sam, because we're not saying Google owns the internet.
Talk to yourself.
But I am. Because listen,
wow, Sam.
I'm saying that is what I think that is a sentence I would hear over and over. This is an internet crisis,
Right.
catastrophic meltdown over everything globally and infrastructure online.
Agree.
That is too much power.
That's too much power. That is way too much power. And so, like the article was saying, dissolving pieces of Google and breaking up how set in stone it is essential for us to not end up like Steins Gate. It's the truth.
No, it's true.
also the job of the government to basically say, and this is why I was so I was so deeply
this is
disappointed
just a matter
with
of time.
It is a matter of time, but I mean, I think there's a lot of corruption everywhere. And I'm not going to say, I don't like getting political on the show. It's not about that.
Yeah,
but the truth is, there are even with like that whole like the TikTok shutdown. There's a lot of like shady what are they called, politicians whose pockets are lined with these big companies.
Oh yeah,
these companies like Google.
I've kind of learned that anytime I'm kind of puzzled by a top end leadership decision, it's usually lined by money. Like money is somehow involved in the chain, even if I don't see it up front. It's 99.9% of the time that is the reason.
Oh yeah,
right.
Absolutely,
it's corrupt.
No, it is, and the true sad part of our world, we'd say this all the time, but everything gets perverted.
Oh yeah,
and the idea,
the humanity part.
It's the human side, which is sad. And if even if we had an AI running it, and its whole point was to make as much money as possible, it would be the greediest device on the planet.
Oh yeah,
but we're not AI. These companies are humans, and they deserve to be kept in check. And so to answer your original question was what are my initial thoughts? Slurping all the way back, I'm really happy about this, but I'm honestly excited about what is to come, because there is always positive change that can be done. And like I said, this is only the beginning. Google is a monopoly, but you want to talk about some other, there's a lot. There's a lot. Like I said, Apple, Amazon has the largest. It is a monopoly. I'm being 100% honest. You don't go anywhere else besides Amazon to online shop for things.
No.
There is no like that is the website. And I know there's loopholes and ways to get around that, but all these companies, and that's what I was excited to read about in that article, all those companies are under investigation and deserve to be, and are not exempt. Money does not mean you're exempt from the law.
Oh, it's true.
You are not above anyone else.
Yeah, let's wrap on that high.
I'm so I'm so down on that. Justice will be served.
So, Joshy, would you like to wrap our main topic with Nintendo Direct?
Yes. I don't know too much. I have one thing to say.
Yes.
And that's it.
Okay, let's hear it.
No, I want to see what you have to say. I don't want.
Well, I have the list here of announcements from the Direct.
Are we going to say all of them?
I am not interested in all of them.
I'm not
personally. So why don't I was just going to kind of pick out some things,
some highlights
that I think either would be a highlight for you or myself.
Okay.
Are you down?
I'm so down.
Okay. First thing on this list.
Let's hear it.
This is huge. Okay. Huge. This is, and did you watch the whole Direct?
No, I skimmed.
You skimmed?
I skimmed everything. I read what everything was.
Okay.
And so I got to see. There were a couple things I was interested in.
Yeah?
But,
okay,
cool. Nothing
crazy.
Nothing that really was like hopping out.
Yeah, to be honest, all the things that stuck out to me were kind of classic JRPGs.
That's what I felt like.
And things that I'm familiar with, and I don't think you really are that much, to be honest. Unless I've just kind of told some to you, right? Which there's
Sure.
one I am most hyped about. I
Okay.
will say that much,
Okay.
okay?
get into
The
it.
first game on the list, though, is
Yes.
The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the first remake.
Right.
Okay.
A remake.
This is
Right.
huge. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the trailer, obviously, but I got a picture here of what the thumbnail looks like. Okay.
Looks great.
Yeah, it looks great,
fantastic.
Joshy, because this game is a part of a massive series.
Is it now?
Yes, this now is going to be. It's doing what Xeno Saga and Xenoblade is kind of doing. Okay.
Interesting.
So imagine. Okay, I'm gonna scale this to you.
Yes.
I have read and watched many of videos and podcasts
Many a video.
on this series, which is
Yes.
called the Legend of Heroes series.
Yes.
Okay, this is the insane, huge, multi-series, multi-game, huge series. Very similar to how you and I talk about Xenoblade.
Is this Tales of?
This is not Tales of.
But it's called Tales of?
It's called The Legend of Heroes.
Legend of Heroes.
Yes, and this is called Trails
Trails.
in the Sky.
I see.
Okay, but have you
I'm gonna
heard
look
of
this up. This is so interesting.
Trails of Cold Steel?
I have heard of that.
And
yes.
there's 4 of them.
Yes.
That
Is it a part of the
That
story?
is a. No, there's 5 of them. I'm sorry.
What is
yeah,
it called? Tales of the Hero? What is it?
The Legend of Heroes.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna let you Google it because this game, bro, has only ever existed on 2 platforms: the PSP and Steam. It launched on the PSP originally. It's a top-down,
Oh, wow. It's like
full sprite
a
work
RPG?
JRPG.
Wow.
Like, I'm talking a 50, 60-hour JRPG. It's a huge game. There's 3
What
of
was
them.
it? What console was this on?
This originally launched in the PSP. We got an official English translation, actually.
Whoa. This remake is like full.
This is a
This is a full remake.
This is what you want from
Yeah,
Xenosaga.
this is exactly
for the
what I
series.
want.
Because, Joshy, I have
Yeah.
heard that from the entire 17-game series, okay?
17, really?
I think there's 17.
Wow.
Some crazy amount.
That's a number.
That this trilogy here called the Trails in the Sky, it's like the mini-series, right? So it's the Legend of Heroes,
Yeah.
not Trails of Cold Steel.
That's
This
right.
is Trails in the Sky.
Trails of the Sky.
These were locked to Steam. All 3 of these games are locked to Steam and have been and are very old.
Yes.
Okay?
They're older.
So they're getting remade out of nowhere. And the craziest part is they just barely showed this
Yeah.
50-second trailer in the middle of
Wow.
the direct. They breezed over it.
Wow.
This is the first official announcement we've
Wow.
gotten of this.
We'll talk about exciting.
Very.
Are you gonna revisit these games?
Yes.
Really?
Well, I actually got into this one on the PSP.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day.
The good
Didn't
days.
get super far.
Yeah,
Okay?
the good
But I
days.
almost saw the series from afar and was like, I'm gonna get into that someday.
Mm-hmm.
The trailer looks crazy.
Yeah.
So this is now on Sam's radar.
This is on the radar.
It's on the radar.
Tales of the Sky. I wanted to say these ideas bode extremely well. These are games that are almost have a cult following.
Yes. They're
Forgotten
gems.
gems. Gems is what I'll call them.
Absolutely.
And I am as of now, just from announcements like this, not just this, but the size of the Trails of the Sky.
Yes.
And what is it? Legend of Heroes.
the Legend of Heroes.
The Legend
series.
of Heroes series.
Yes.
I am counting down the days for this Xenosaga remaster.
Right.
Like either it's a remaster or it's a complete
Something's happening.
ground
You
up.
know.
This
Yeah.
is something to, because if we are in an era where JRPGs are getting remastered, almost every single one, you will
It's a
rare
dream.
to find a series that hasn't, and that's why I like Chrono Trigger, matter of time.
It's a matter of time.
Xenosaga, matter of time.
Matter of time.
Especially with
You're absolutely right.
where
Yeah.
where it feels Takahashi wants to go with
Yeah,
the story.
dude. No, really exciting. I have actually
Huge.
more on the same vein on this list,
Okay.
Joshy. But the
Okay.
next one on here, I don't know if you saw. I'm not personally interested, but it should be mentioned. It's Castlevania Dominus Collection. It brings multiple DS games to the Switch today.
No shot.
Yeah.
So that's up on the thing.
That's up on the thing.
I have the Castlevania collection, the original, the one that came out on
the
Switch.
Classics
Yeah, you
collection.
remember that? The
Yeah,
Classics.
yeah.
So that's cool.
Classic.
That's cool. I'm
Yeah,
all
very
about
cool.
more old games being accessible.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons I love those Mega Man Legacy collections.
Yeah, and
the best way
the Switch is
to
turning
experience
into an
Mega Man.
amazing legacy.
Oh my
machine.
gosh, this thing is already it's the best Switch console. Fucking
Or like Nintendo.
Like game roster.
Yeah,
we've ever
library.
seen. Library, that's what
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Ever, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot believe this is the successor to the Wii U.
It genuinely blows my mind. But it also is like they learned all their shit, bro.
This is just an example.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a great example. And they, you know what?
Did you hear that ghost?
They don't want the monopoly.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Joshua, the next announcement, the ghost.
Did you hear that ghost, dude?
Of course.
Do you understand
It's
that
scary.
reference? Do you get
No.
that? I was talking about this at my bar last night. But there's a video of this little girl, and she's like doing something in her closet. She like set up a camera, and she farts. She goes like, and she goes, "Guys, did you hear that? I'm scared." And she's like trying to play it off like it was a ghost. And I quote that every time.
Every time.
I
Okay,
hear something,
now
I'm
I
like,
know.
"Guys, I'm scared."
Did you hear that?
So anyway, it's
The
it was a
face. The
ghost.
face makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Suikoden 1 and 2
Suikoden.
HD remaster
Wow.
arrives March
Suikoden.
25th.
I don't remember
This
how we got
is
onto this topic, but
huge.
you
Well,
told me about Suikoden.
Yeah, actually, I do remember. It was that Ayuden Chronicle game, which was a massive Kickstarter game, success, right? That was like made as a spiritual
Successor?
remake,
Or-
successor,
Yeah.
to Suikoden 2
Wow.
with a lot of the original guys.
Wow.
So this is an actual HD remaster.
Very cool.
That is done by Konami, bro.
No shot.
Like this.
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. Like
That's
this
exciting.
also shouldn't exist.
No, it shouldn't.
Like, it's Konami we're talking about.
Konami.
And Konami is probably the most notorious for being an I don't give a fuck about the fans, right? Like,
Fuck
to
you
their
guys,
face.
yeah.
Like,
Konami
I mean,
wants
everyone remembers,
PP.
most notably, what happened with Metal Gear, okay?
Metal Gear and
Kojima, right? So,
for sure, and then also Haruhi Suzumiya, they hoed the fuck out of the production of
yeah.
that. They had complete rights over the production of Haruhi Suzumiya, and just didn't show it in a lot of countries, and like would take down videos of it,
No.
trying to be put up on other places. It's like,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be like this over a show people want to watch? They didn't give a fuck if
They didn't
people
give a
want to
fuck.
watch it. No,
Yeah.
they didn't give a shit.
Like, you respect them, but you hate them. You know?
Hate
It's
'em.
like, hey, they're
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
stick with
whatever they're
him.
gonna do.
Yeah,
So,
low key, but
this is
mind
big
blowing.
hype.
Just
Big
count
hype.
down the seconds until
I
Xenosaga,
agree,
by the
and
way.
I'm gonna say it again. Cannot believe that the announcements I've already said so far, and
Yeah.
then more, are all on a Nintendo Switch Direct. Dude.
crazy.
What time?
We are
What a time to be
eating,
alive! All right,
as,
we're
as
cooking.
Switch fans, yeah.
Capcom Fighting Collection 2 arrives.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty cool.
has
I'm not really a Capcom.
everything from Capcom versus SNK to
Yeah.
Project Justive.
I never really played those games, but once again,
Me neither,
I love the library. I love the preservation of something old. Keep it alive.
And
Keep it
you know
alive.
what? There's gamers out there who enjoy those games that Josh and I don't. So
Oh, that's
we
right.
need them. You
That's
know what I
right.
mean? Did you see that Five Nights at Freddy's games? A few of them are coming to the Switch.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I know there's a couple on there.
The Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 is coming to
Oh,
Switch.
there you go.
After releasing on other platforms last year.
Okay.
It was announced in a delay, but it's been revealed.
So that's I have Help Wanted 1 on my Oculus. It's basically the first 3 games. No, might have been the first 4 games plus
Okay.
a couple mini games. And I believe on Switch it's like the same thing, but the second one has more games, obviously. So Help Wanted is like it's like a collection, like a game.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
got like it's
Sick.
like a package, kind of like Shovel Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is on this
Which
list.
we got some news.
But I have arrived at my most hyped announcement.
That right?
Which is from the series you mentioned moments ago. It is Tales of Grace's
Oh
F
my gosh!
Remastered is coming to
Wow.
the Switch in January. Josh,
Tales of.
okay, this
I
was
mentioned
like
it.
this was literally, if I could explain to you what I felt when I skimmed through this and I saw this announcement, was I felt like Bandai Namco reached down into my heartstrings.
Yeah.
Pulled a very special one that I just forgot about.
Yeah.
It just pulled it up and it played it like a harp, bro.
So
This game is so special to me.
Yeah.
This was the first
Wow, that's
JRPG
so cool.
I played as an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah.
And I remember this because all the stories of how hard I went into like Halo, Call of Duty,
Yeah.
the Xbox.
Right.
I kind of like thought I was just done with Nintendo
Sure.
or JRPGs.
Yeah, or just
right?
Yeah, with it.
Yeah, like I didn't experience Xenoblade at this
Right.
time. Like I was really into like more modern gaming, Mass Effect.
Right.
That was my level of an RPG now,
right.
right? So when I moved out of my parents for the first time, I just picked up a used PS3. So when I moved out, I had a tiny bedroom that was literally half this size.
Right.
I had my twin mattresses on the corner on the floor.
Yeah.
And I had my TV that was mine personally that I got from like my first job. It was like a 42-inch little HD.
Yeah.
And so it was like sitting on little. It did not look this nice, okay? But it was literally just TV
We've
stand.
come up. We've
TV.
come up.
Yeah, exactly. It just looked how you would picture.
Sure,
okay?
sure.
It just looked like a bum
I
who
love
was in
it.
college,
I love
living in the dorm.
Yeah,
okay?
that's right.
So after a while, I kind of like had almost like this period of I'm fading away from a lot of like this very scheduled gamer time with my buddies from high school,
Wow.
right? So gaming time is a lot less,
Yeah.
a lot more focused on work and school, right?
Yes.
So my downtime was a lot more hit or miss, and
Sure.
so I was like, you know what? I'll start playing some single player games again. I hadn't
not?
played single player games,
Yeah.
Josh, in like 5 or 6 years
Minute.
now, right?
Yeah.
So the first game I just decided to pick up because I grew up playing Tales of Symphonia.
Yeah.
I just saw this game came out on the PlayStation
And then you
Store.
just got it.
And I just bought it. Okay?
Then you went
This
through the whole thing?
game, if you, and I know you, like anime, like inspired games, really good, heartfelt story. Spoilers, I will say, it's a little cheesy. It's Persona 4-esque. It's very, friendship is the answer, and so is love.
Yeah,
But
I mean-
it's really, really good. It also is my favorite combat in the entire Tales series.
So cool.
And I have played through 6 Tales.
Think it's
of
the best?
games. It's my personal favorite. He's got it's active combat, but he's got like this like duo arts where he has 4 arts that you can build up and do combos with while your sword is sheathed.
Right.
So you can kick, you can punch, you can attack them with the butt of your sword.
Oh,
but
I
then
love
you
it.
can unleash the sword
Uh-huh.
and you activate a chain combo to another 4, and so you have to balance maintaining your 2 forms.
Yeah.
And it strings combos together. Once you get the rhythm down right, it's like one of those kind of like Xenoblade. You feel good. It's like you're linking all your
running it,
attacks,
yeah.
and you are running it.
I love that.
My personal just favorite, hands down. Probably
Wow.
my favorite Tales of game.
So this is pretty awesome. This is a great.
This is a great announcement.
This is a great announcement. You said it's Bandai Namco.
It's Bandai Namco.
That's exciting.
I'll even give you a little more lore. This game originally was called Tales of Graces, and it came out on the Wii.
Right.
On the Wii.
On the Wii.
And this was the next Tales of game after Tales of Symphonia.
Right.
Tales of Symphonia actually had a sequel on the Wii.
Are all these games
Dog shit.
connected?
Symphonia is with its sequel. The rest are not. It's kind of like Final Fantasy.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Not connected. Okay, so Graces is a new story, new characters, blah, blah, blah. One of my favorite characters in the whole Tales series, too. Her name's Pascal, and she's just a nut. Yeah, she's an artist. Her name's Pascal.
I love it.
And you find her, and she just joins your party, and she's just a nut. Always just so left field with all of her comments, but it's hysterical. Like, she's the comedy relief.
Yeah.
But very badass. I'll run you through more on some personal time, Joshy, but
I love it. I mean, I love how excited you are.
Yeah, well,
I didn't really know that you had this game.
Right. That's what I mean by Bandai Namco pulled this out of nowhere, dude. And what else I'll say is that there's another reason this shouldn't exist.
Why?
We've already gotten a remake. It was on the PS3. They remastered and remade it in HD
again,
and they made on an add-on story just like
Future
Xenoblade,
Connected.
just like Future Connected. They literally did it with cut content.
That's crazy.
And they called it Tales of Graces F. And so now,
it's
in the modern
Tales
era,
of Graces
we're getting
F remastered.
Yes.
That's wild.
Are you following?
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I love this.
Thanks for sticking around.
Dude, no. I also
incredibly hyped.
I mean, I'm hyped for you. I want to hear about what comes from this, and then it's also exciting. Bandai Namco. They own the right to Xenosaga.
That is.
Did you know that?
They still own the rights?
Yeah, they do. They just filed it again.
No.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
I know. I don't know. I don't know why. I'm gonna say probably because they want the money.
They want the money.
But But I
Don't
don't
let
know.
it go, bro.
I think something will come.
Something's cooking.
Yeah.
Why would they refile it anyway?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, because it costs to refile.
It does
So,
cost to refile.
Regardless, let's move on here, Joshy.
I'll tell you why, because they're making a remake of it.
Oh my gosh, but not Bandai Namco. They can't. They literally can't. Okay, we're skimming through the list. You mentioned this morning. The Sea of Stars devs shared a new trailer for the Throes of the Watchmaker DLC.
Does that excite you?
Very much so.
Yeah?
I'll be real. I've talked about this on cast before.
Yeah.
I have a hard time, especially if it's like, hey, we've got 3 DLC packs planned, and they're coming out 5 months apart.
Yeah.
I have a really hard time going in, going out, going in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait for all the DLC, which they've announced.
That's what I did with it was like Xenoblade.
You did that with Xenoblade 3 for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I think actually, if I am not mistaken, you were on board with Xenoblade 3 with me, and when they announced the DLC plan, you literally were like, ooh.
I think I just...
I think I need to... I think you were starting to drop off, and you're like, you know what? I'm definitely not going to make it to the DLC.
I was going to say, I definitely got to wait.
Yeah. And that's smart.
No, yeah, I have to.
I'm in the same boat. Okay, we got Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. It's gameplay. Did you see the trailer?
Yeah, I watched the whole trailer.
You did?
I mean, I don't know if there was a new one.
This one.
I haven't seen the gameplay trailer.
Oh my
I watched the whole trailer before.
The initial.
The initial.
Yeah, we're going to be watching some of these trailers. But if I remember right, Patrick gets his own game.
That's right.
That's a meme. There's a lot of announcements. Wow.
Yeah.
Tetris celebrates 40 years in a new collection. That's crazy.
Pretty fun.
Metal Slug Tactics. I'm interested. Metal Slug is like it's like an OG, one of those like arcade machines. You go to a pizza parlor as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And it had like 2 arcade cabinets.
Yeah.
Metal Slug's probably on one.
No way.
Yeah, just like a little like side-scrolling shooter.
Wow,
Kind of cool. The series is still going. I've talked about it in Retro Recap before.
Oh yes.
Yeah. It was over the top. It was like you shoot the machine gun and it's literally particle effects up the wazoo.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, I'm with it.
I think the last thing we should really talk about here to wrap.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
This is the thing I'm probably the most excited about.
Yeah. So why don't you bring this up?
Did you watch the trailer?
I didn't watch this trailer.
Okay.
I saw the initial.
For DX?
Yes.
I thought this was the announcement trailer. I haven't seen any other.
I've seen a trailer about it before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the first one I saw. So
I could be wrong. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, no, I just something very exciting. I've been very into Shovel Knight for a long time. I played the game before. Obviously, there was ever a whole Shovel of Hope.
No.
As the title.
No,
that was the original game. The original game, and then Plague of Shadows came out. Spectre of Torment, King of Cards, hugely incredible. Did you really? That'd be cool if you did. I wish I did, but I was younger when it came out.
Yeah, I backed Symphony of the Night.
No, that's Castlevania.
You know what I'm talking about.
You're thinking of
it's Ritual of the Night.
Ritual of the Night?
Yeah, the one that was made after Symphony of the Night by
you're talking about
Igaragi?
You're talking about
the original guy who made Symphony of the Night, actually.
The Castlevania
yeah, the one with the girl.
Curse of the Moon?
Yes. But the actual game, which is called Ritual of the Night.
Yeah, Bloodstained?
Bloodstained.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's what it was.
Did you play Curse of the Moon?
I played the other one where you switch with the characters.
Yeah, the pixel art one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
the main game.
Curse of the Moon is what I played.
I love how we're like,
but we're on the same page. Yeah, we know what's going on.
Yeah, you know.
Poor people are listening. I thought it was a good game, by the way. But I Shovel Knight. I'm huge into it. What I saw from the trailer that got me extremely excited. What is his name? Propeller Knight, playable. Don't know.
Really?
Don't know if that means a whole new story. So far, it has. So you see Propeller Knight.
20 distinctive playable characters?
Yeah, they showed more than just the knights. Do you remember the Black Knight? That's what his name was. Black Knight, the other Shovel Knight guy. You saw him.
So I'm playing the game. Him. Yeah, cool.
I literally saw this and I was like, this is like my shit.
Oh my god.
So
I might go.
I don't think it's a new story. I don't know what it is, but it looks like all the knights are going to be playable.
Okay, so I have the description. It says, jump, battle foes, and seek treasures as you quest to defeat the Order of no quarter and their vile leader, the Enchantress, Shovel of Hope DX enriches the original game with 20 distinctive playable characters, seamless online multiplayer, and innovative additions like rewind and save states.
That's crazy.
We should definitely do a Flash co-op.
No, that shit would be lit as
This
fuck.
would be so
I'm
lit.
all about Shovel Knight. I think that I just picked it up the other day and was just messing around with
Really?
it. The controls are tight.
It's so
It is
tight.
so intuitive. I love the silver armor's the best. Remember that one? When you bounce
Absolutely.
twice, it gives you a free charge up. You remember that large thing? That large charge up you do?
Yes.
With your slash?
Yes.
2 jumps with the silver armor.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, I definitely went crazy on like the armor and
yeah.
I would like grind money. And
No,
stuff.
the music, peak.
Oh my gosh.
Pixel art, peak.
Seriously, peak pixel art, peak music, peak everything.
Peak everything. All right.
One more thing.
Yeah.
What
do you got?
My Sims is back.
My
Do
Sims.
you remember My Sims
No.
on like the Wii and the DS?
No.
Dude,
What the hell's
they had
My
a
Sims?
bunch of old games that came out during the Wii era, right? I'm pretty sure it was all just. They have this called Cozy Bundle. They have all these games. They had a bunch of games. This is a new thing, but I had the DS, My Sims, like little chibi.
This
Sims
is actually by
yes,
Sims.
yes, it's Sims. There was the
Okay, I skimmed
Wii
past
game?
it. They announced
yes, they did, and it. Oh yeah, My Sims Kingdom. They had like My Sims Kingdom. They had like They had My Sims Racing, like
Holy
My Sims
shit.
Agents. They had this shit was like all over the place during the Wii, right? Look, My Sims Sky Heroes, My Sims Kingdom. Look at all these DS games, Wii and DS games, right? But literally, and I grew up obviously on the Wii and the DS, and that shit blew my mind that this shit is back. I thought it was like Wii. Like such a Wii era idea. When I saw it, I forgot this shit existed. And when they announced the Cozy Collection or whatever it's called, the Cozy Bundle,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, talk about a fucking throwback.
Okay. Throwback.
Seriously,
But deserving of your wallet?
no.
No.
I would
Okay.
say these are probably fun at best.
At best.
I would say the reason you don't remember them and the reason people don't talk about them is because they are games that probably should stay on the Wii and the DS. But they're cute.
Okay.
And there's nothing really harmful about them. They're pretty harmless.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. Well, My Sims.
Yes.
Joshy, let's officially
wrap
Are you
it.
down for one more break? Joshy, let's run it right here.
Let's get it going.
Let's wrap up our podcast
Let's do it.
today with the multi-tap.
That's right.
As we
What time
are
is it right now, Sam?
Wrapping our show. It is 2:55
Currently.
a.m. That's right, baby.
2:55,
And,
which is that a record? Do we know for certain?
I'm gonna write it down.
We should probably.
I don't know. If anyone else knows, Johnny, do you know?
Johnny, please let us know. if you
Write
know.
us in, my
I
friend.
feel like Johnny would know of all people.
Yeah, I
know what I
agree. So let's wrap it here, Josh.
Let's wrap it, buddy.
My friends, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in once again to the official weekly show of the
right.
Flash Bros podcast.
That's right. Thank you so
Joining
much.
us today for our very special episode, which was our
Our
season 3.
season 3 finale.
I know, bro. Yeah.
Man, it feels crazy to say.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Doesn't
As you probably got the gist, this is a weekly show
That's right.
consisting of two best friends sharing casual discussions centered around our collective interests,
right.
blending retro and modern topics framed around gaming, anime, and whatever else we want to talk about,
Whatever we feel like.
even if it's the big tech boys.
Honestly, that's right. It
Yeah.
feels like this episode we did such a great blend
Huge
of
variety,
just
including
like
pre-game.
talking about everything. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Talking about everything, but also relating it to our favorite stuff.
Absolutely.
Which is
Yeah.
some of the most fun things to do.
It's pretty much our thing.
Pretty on
I
that.
think, yeah.
Pretty spot on that.
Our focus
sure.
also, mentioned several times by Joshy today, is set on spreading our positive vibes.
That's right.
Within the duality of our informal yet comprehensive and informative content.
That's right.
While building a vibrant community where you can become a part of the
That is
crew.
True.
You know what I'm saying, Joshy?
That's the
Our
truth.
episodes drop. I'll say the normal schedule is Saturdays at 5 a.m. I have been dropping the ball. They've been very late, consistent the last 3 weeks.
Johnny's
and I
probably
think,
pissed, huh?
Johnny's probably pissed. Dude, I had the episode ready to go, the last episode, 49.
Oh, no.
And the night we all hung out on Friday when I was getting it uploaded, I never uploaded it, and I realized it yesterday.
Oh, shit.
So I got it all uploaded. We're good. But the set schedule, which will go along with a revamping of our Patreon, which we're going to talk about more coming in season 4.
That's right.
Saturdays at 5 a.m. is when to expect the show, with pregame dropping 24 hours earlier. And it's available everywhere. Usually, I use personally Spotify. Yeah. Joshy on YouTube Music. You can find the show anywhere. And obviously, you found it somehow if you're listening.
That's right.
Right now.
Hear all that.
And you can write in, my friends.
Please.
And just check out our Patreon, as I mentioned. Patreon.com/FlashBrosPodcast.
I was going to say really quickly, like I said at the beginning of the episode, one of the most fun things about this cast is it's conversation, an ongoing conversation.
That's right.
And we talked about a lot of big things, so I definitely think there's a lot of stuff if you guys are interested and made it this far, want to write into us, whether it just be Johnny or anyone else who's listening right now.
Yes, would absolutely love that. And if you want, in my opinion, the easiest way is either directly messaging us on Patreon or making a comment on our Patreon post as well.
That's right.
Comment the episodes. But Spotify now has a built-in comment system.
That's right.
On its platform. So,
brand new, right?
Yes.
Only
so
a couple episodes we've been doing it.
That's right. Yeah. The last 2, right? Yeah. So you can comment directly on the episode, and I will come directly into my email, and I'll be able to get it on the air.
That's right.
So and you want to know how to get access to our pregame series, which is DLC and pregame.
Yes.
We have access to our entire backlog and our weekly episodes coming out, and our monthly episodes are DLC. And that is only accessible via our Patreon page.
That's right.
Via Gold Tier sponsorship, which they all got that beautiful shout out every episode. So if you want to be on that list, just check that out.
That's right.
And, Joshy, let's wrap this episode today with our Proverbs Spotlight.
Let's do it, buddy.
I will confess, I did bring this up in anticipation for what was going to be a Spider-Man.
Yes, this was originally
with Mr. Azrael, with Adrel. I will say the as with probably anything Spider-Man related, this still stands. Okay, so the quote is staying the same. This is our weekly words of wisdom, our Proverbs Spotlight, brought to you by Uncle Iroh, the legendary,
the man, the myth, the legend.
That is right. So. The quote is probably one you can finish for me.
Let me see.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna do my own thing. Who was that?
That was Miles Morales.
It sure was.
That was.
It sure was.
Absolutely was from Across the Spider-Verse.
That's right, man.
Which is an incredible movie, and also being worked on currently.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Yes, it is.
That's right.
Joshy, with that being said,
That's
that is officially a wrap of the Flash Bros.
Wraps up, baby. Yeah, season 3 is all done.
That's right, baby.
Come on now. We're on to bigger and better things. Next thing you're going to hear a brand new theme song. Pretty soon you're going to see some brand new artwork, some new colors, some new style. Come on now.
Cooking.
You know we're on to something.
Oh, you're getting me excited.
You're
getting me excited. My friends, thank you for joining us, being part of today's voyage. Joshy, one last plug here, patreon.com /FlashBrosPodcast. I don't even mention, you can send us an email.
That's right.
FlashBrosPodcast at gmail.com. Josh and I would love to hear from you.
Or give us a text.
Bring on the show. Yeah, shoot us a text. We got our number. Shoot Joshy a text. I probably won't respond.
I probably will, I think, if you tell me who you are.
I have a secretary now. It's Kendall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, if you got any questions, text Kendall for the show. As always, thanks for cooking with me.
Of course, buddy.
Grateful as hell for you, bro. Last call. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see y'all.
Be safe. Spread love.
We'll see you next season.
We'll see you next
season.
Season
3, signing off.